Ooh.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Albarian, where we play TTRPGs and have a hoot. I'm Murray, your lawkeeper for the day, and innkeeper for the Albarian, and I'm joined by my normal crew. Everyone's here. Yay! We're all back for the last Sunday that we're streaming of this month, because hopping right into the wonderful announcement things, I am away for for a bit. For a bit. So we got the 25th, we're going to be away for that. No stream that day. And then that whole week, no streams for that whole week, 25th through the 1st of July. We will be back on the 2nd of July, but the last stream that's happening here for this month is going to be Hibby Shenanigans. Ben,
Yeah.
do you want to say a little something about that?
So we were playing Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. It was a pretty good time. After getting used to some of the frustrating control schemes, we managed to make it out of the little introductory cave and into the open world. So we're not quite to Morrowind, and we're definitely not in Oblivion. So come and check it out. It's cool to see where things started, and I don't know,
That
appreciate
reminds me of the one
current
of the
game mechanics.
first Here Be Shenanigans, where you tried to it was like something like shooty laser game, and you tried to figure out how to jump.
Tron.
Yeah, Tron. Yeah, trying to figure out how to jump over a step.
Yeah. Well, it's because early game controls were that difficult. Like they were that difficult. Like trying to figure something simple where it's like now there's like these little climb or whatever mechanics to assist simple actions like walking and running and jumping. Forget shooting.
Definitely one of those classic moments of you got that SpongeBob cutaway screen 2 hours later. 2 hours later, we finally made it through the intro.
Yeah. We
Not
did.
to mention, there's no autosave mechanic as well. So
oh yeah, we discovered that.
The first death that happened on the character immediately sent us straight to the start screen of the game because there was no save file to go back, so we had to go through the process of creating the character again. And if you all know
creation.
The Elder Scroll games, character creation takes forever, a long time. Breeze through that.
We had a really good character starting out, and then we had to just speed through that second part. I was like, we're not even gonna stop. We're gonna
not even. Oh, but that is happening at 9:30 p.m. MT.
Probably 9:30. Yeah.
9:30. Cool. We'll aim for that 9:30 time frame. Maybe a little later.
Maybe 9 o'clock.
Maybe 9 o'clock. Cool. Do, by all means, check out our socials for our wonderful updates. Twitter is where we update and tell you as to how the stream for the day is going to be going. All our other little fun bits like clips and such are put out on TikTok and Instagram, so check those ones out as well, along with wonderful updates on the Facebook. I probably should pay more attention to those, but I don't because Zelly is on top of it. Very much on top of those, and they do a lot better editing on those short videos than I do. No, I did give them some fun ones the other day, so go check that out. Cause our video editing for Hades and other little games alike for during the YouTube exclusives, because we're pushing some YouTube content out there, have some fun little video edits inside there. So go check those out, because most of that stuff, except for tomorrow's, because reasons, isn't streamed anymore. It's just stuff for the YouTube. And they're all nice bite-sized content that you can enjoy during your lunch break, or whatever kind of break you want to take during the day. So hop on there and have a little hoot. Have some fun with us. Or me, because it's Innkeeper Plays stuff right now. We'll get more content out there in the future when we have the time. Other updates. Don't forget, August 29th is going to be our Cyberpunk Red TTRPG one-shot.
Which I'm very excited for.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be GM'd by Vaughn, Myself and Rytak are going to be inside there. I need to organize the other players still, but that's in August, so we still got plenty of time. That's our next one-shot on the 29th. If those of you who are not aware of the lore of Cyberpunk, the original lore of it, there was a very historical event that happened on the 23rd of August 2023, hence why we are doing this one-shot on the 29th of August 2023. It's essentially going to be the same thing. Kind of, ish, sort of. So if you want spoilers, go check that out. If you don't want spoilers, come on over and have some fun with that stuff. There's also going to be a SCP-TTRPG mini-series happening in October. For the entire Spooktober, we are going to be having a spooktacular time. We're in 4 different individual sessions set inside the SCP universe, using their own TTRPG rules, which is one of the books, right? Actually, hang on, I can point at it. Right there. It's that book. You can't really see it, but it's there.
The
It's in my
SCP
bookshelf.
series is going to be so fun.
Oh, yeah. I love the SCP universe, and I'm absolutely really excited to hop into that and enjoy it. Ooh! Gift from Mumsies.
Yes.
Nice.
It's a book that came out very recently, and I am happy to have it.
Awesome. We were just talking about books.
Stephen
Yay!
King, the book.
The
The
book,
book.
literally, a complete exploration of his work, life, and influences by Bev Vincent.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, you're going to eat that up.
Yep.
Every single little morsel of it. Last little bit is merch. I'm wearing BT today. Look at that. Look at
Ooh,
that big
nice.
boy. He's much larger in person than he is on the shirt. You can find all that stuff inside our store. There are t-shirts, there are mugs, there are stickers, there are so many other little bits, and I'm adding certain items as time goes by, whenever I find a free moment to add an item. It happens. Go help us justify having a store by purchasing some stuff so we can move to a different store format that has more product availability for us to mess around with. Right now we're using Streamlabs store because it's convenient for us, it's easy for us, we can actually get much like this for just at cost. They're amazing and provide that stuff so we can promo our things and show you what it is. This shirt's actually really comfortable. I'm wearing a medium right now and actually could easily move to a small, even though I have a long torso and you know, tall, skinny frame. I could easily move to a small. But they're really, really comfortable. Surprisingly, they're not scratchy like most shirts you might think about. As for the stickers, you can see them over there. Minor details, small, but they're there, and they're cool, and they're fun. All of our wonderful art. There are release stickers gone. Why are the release stickers? Because the release stickers never got added, and I keep forgetting to add the new art stuff to it, and that's actually all the old art that's up there, not the new refreshed ones. I'll have to add those in a bit. Hang on, let me write a note. Boop, 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 boop. Anything new in anyone else's lives? Anything they want to talk about?
Lots of rain, yo.
Yo, it's been raining like mad.
It's
It's
rain.
basically been 2 months of straight rain, where usually it's
nice.
like dry season. It is really nice. Add new art to
Yeah,
store.
so
Happy
it's
Father's
been
Day.
raining like mad. Ooh,
Oh,
yes,
yeah, and
there are
happy
people
Father's
who are
Day
fathers.
to
yeah.
all the fathers out there.
Happy Father's Day to the wonderful fathers out there and the father figures and everyone who plays those roles inside people's lives. Mine is not here. My mother was away for Mother's Day and my father's away for Father's Day. Typical time of the season. They're always away. Like the summer hits and they leave. It's just their way of life.
Gallivanting.
It is warm
Yeah.
here.
Is it? Yeah, it finally actually started getting a little warmer here. It's sunny today.
Oh, it's
Good at 83
hot as shit
Fahrenheit.
outside.
Yeah, we're up into the 80s.
Hmm.
Pretty often now. Not about it, but better than
Yeah.
Florida.
You
Little
know
bit.
what? Everywhere's better than Florida.
Hey, that's
Unless it's January. Then I'm sure I like Florida just fine.
That's a fair point. Right. Those are our wonderful little announcements. Wow, okay, I see how it is. Hey, I have a lot on my plate. Give me some slack there, Tangerine.
It's not
I
like she
think-
joined the campaign a full year ago or anything.
It's not like I have a lot going on in my life or anything. Oh my gosh.
Let's roll that video.
Let's roll that video.
It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter will be heard in gales and floods. But if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. One is grabbing coffee, the other one's grabbing water. Right. Little recap from last week. Last week, we started off with Kelb having caught the trail and the tracks of the footprints of the possible thief. They ended up not telling their party, and then going and discovering themselves that these little orphan tieflings who were fleeing from Grantina for some reason were being accosted by a bunch of wolves. Caleb then somehow managed to survive an encounter with a bunch of wolves that
Do I
could
get a
have
level up?
easily, no, you don't. Could have easily eaten him alive, but didn't. Scared a few of them away. They'll suffer that consequence later on at some point, maybe. Yes, they will. Ended up finding the little orphans. Everyone else hearing some explosions, repeatedly happening multiple times. Coming by and finding Caleb as he was waist deep inside this grovel hole, trying to convince the orphans to come out and that they were meaning good. One of them, they discovered, was accosted by bone flappers at some point. Bone flappers are a parasitic creature from the Grantina area that will attach to you, insert its eggs into your bone marrow, spread in your bone marrow, and then hatch, devouring your body as they burst from you, and use your bones as armor, and then continue to spread their parasite to other people who are around. Caleb having a visceral reaction to this, Teffy having read about them and knowing about them, they immediately jumped into action, starting to try to save this little girl, Sarah. They went to the inn, found someone who knew how to create the cure for it, was lucky that Teffy picked a flower that was needed for the cure, but he didn't have on him, so they avoided having to do a check to find that. And in the process of all that, they discovered that Duncon Dagon, a gold dragon-born stall-keeper, was actually a recruiter and had been following the girls to snatch them away to sell to the Savath Dominion. Spit down the wrong tube. Yeah. One of the nasty aspects of Iridai, the Savath Dominion. Duncon, having recognized who Caleb really was, left a little note for them and a little surprise. As Caleb pulled up a nail, the only thing out of place inside this immaculately placed room, and triggering a trap to cause a massive explosion to happen inside that room, catching Caleb, Karnas, Snozboop, and Ark in the explosion. We left off with that wonderfulness. We are going to go over to Teffy, Big Tin, and Zara first, as this explosion goes off and captures everyone's attention by the creek. You look over and you see immediately just this pillar of flame coming out of that third-story roof window, the glass shattering and sent outwards. The building seems to have held its integrity to a degree. The window is completely shattered out, and much of the wood frame is bent outwards. But the building still stands, and there is now a big plume of smoke coming out of it. What do the three of you do?
Breakfast must be ready.
What was that?
Said breakfast must be ready. I look around to see if there's any immediate threat and continue guarding.
Give me a perception check. That dice does love to tease. You are muted.
Sorry. Yeah, it does. 12 plus 1, 13.
13. No immediate threat. The most immediate threat you would find would be the bone flappers, currently nesting inside the bones of Sahra.
And I'm just waiting for action.
Teffy and Zora.
I'm feeling we should investigate this explosion.
Teffy is going to kind of get abruptly shaken out of her conversation with Mifsett, and is going to be like, picture a dog with its ears pricked up, focused in the one direction. She's going to have similar poise, but of course her ears don't move. So she's going to be like focusing that way, looking at it. And what can she determine? Would this be like a perception or perhaps an investigation? What do we think?
I would say perception for this distance.
Okay, allow me to locate my dice.
I won't allow it.
No. You should have had your dice already located before everything started. What nonsense is this?
All right, big dog. So that is going to be a 5 from me.
A 5 from you. There was an explosion inside the inn.
Okay. She is just going to kind of take off running in the general direction of the inn. It was like can I tell that it was like a one-time explosion happens and then explosion is done? Or is it like
With
there
a
are
5, there was an explosion
fires
in the inn.
happenings? Okay. She's just going to run that way, stopping at the edge of the forest.
Okay. Zora?
Well, seeing Teffy run off, I think I I will also do some kind of investigation.
What are you
on
trying
the-
to...
We'll investigate the path ahead. Make sure we're not running into any more traps. Can I do a perception? Or
Yeah, this one's going to be a perception.
Okay. I mean, I don't know that there's traps, but we're perceiving a dangerous situation ahead.
Danger
They're
will
alert.
Robinson.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, so we got a +4. That's pretty nice. Oh, well, that's not nice. We got a 13.
13. There aren't any other kind of traps in the immediate area, and you don't find anything like that. And when you get up to the building, you can't tell if there's any traps in there either. But what you can tell is the third story, it's not on fire. The smoke that's coming out of it is just an after effect of what happened on the inside. Whatever this was just an instantaneous click of extreme heat and explosive fire, or explosive force, happening from the inside of this. Kind of like what you would expect from a controlled fireball or strong firebolt. Anything that it might be on fire is either immediately incinerated or on fire inside, just minor amounts. Your best perception, though, your best guesses is danger may be past currently.
Can we see where maybe the explosion came from? Like the center
Dead
point?
story inside.
Okay.
Exact
So,
location you
cool.
can't tell without getting eyes on the room. And it is in the 3rd story, and you are just at the base.
Ah. Well,
But
start
while
climbing?
you could also probably use one of the doors.
That too.
Yeah. Because also keep in mind that window's not big enough to fit either of you two.
Mm.
But while you're all running up, we'll move over to Caleb and Schnoz, Boop, who were inside.
So, by my understanding of what the order of events is, Nail, blow up. Caleb was blown out. Is that a fair assessment? Or is he
This
still
would
in
be...
the building?
You made your saving throw, but you were also stationed outside of the room. What's your passive perception?
13.
13. Your best estimations and what your passive perception will get you is the structural integrity of the room is still intact. Nothing's been blown out except for that window, so no one's blown out of the room. Anyone who's in the room is still in the room. You, just by the doorway, the door's been blown off, and you've been kind of shoved up against your own door. In a
Okay,
nice
gotcha,
concussive force
gotcha.
with flames licking around and slapping you.
In that case, I'm going to look into the room. If Caleb's on the floor, I assume he's on the floor.
You get up, push off rubble from the door that's been blown up, poke your head inside. You can see one of the beds has been turned over, having just been caught in time by Carnis, who's sitting on his rear, singed in front, smoke just billowing off of him. He's conscious but groaning a little bit. You can't see Ark in any way. Caleb is thrown against the other side of the room, slumped over on the ground, unconscious. Steam coming from him as well.
And then follow-up question. For the spell Misty Step, could I take someone with me?
I believe you can. Hang on. I think there is a size. Oh, no, that's the wrong search bar. Misty Step. I think there's a size.
It doesn't say anything about taking stuff with you or anything, so I don't know.
That might be Dimension Door I'm thinking of. Yeah, you know what? It doesn't say anything against it. The likelihood is he probably can't. Oh, it is range self.
Right.
With a range self, I will judge that one. What do we all think? Do we want to allow Misty Step to take people?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool.
Don't even know what that is, but let's go.
Let's do it. You can take
Okay.
someone
Go
with
for
you.
it.
So in that case, Snazup's going to go in.
Let me just make a note of
throw
that
down a
to make sure
little-
enemies can do it too.
Right, that's key.
Yeah.
Oh boy, the DM flipperoo.
Yeah, if you can do it, so can they.
What else we got? We got a
Are you sure you want to
Behold,
change?
my friend.
hit him with a cure wounds
Ooh.
for a cool a level 1. Gotta find an 8. Okay, have 8 health, and then Snaz is going to do his very best to pick up Caleb, and then looking out the window, Misty Step to the ground.
Okay. The hate elf. The hate elf? Wow.
I hate elf.
Schnozbeep just hit you with a bunch of
But there
hate
was
elf.
another race.
The hate elf. Oh dear. The 8
elves.
health, Caleb, would put you in a sense of consciousness, being awake. You know there are You probably have a couple of broken ribs, fractured bones. Your head is throbbing. Your saving got you out of death reach from it. You only have something like 24 HP, and that was gonna deal 35 damage to you, so that would have taken you out completely. So this is painful. Like, you're in groaning kind of pain, but you can feel some of the ribs kind of pop back into place with it as the song comes to you and heals up some of your injuries. And Schnozboop grabbing hold, trying to pull you over to the window to do something. And then this sensation of moisture and water vapors just coming across your body. And suddenly you're not in this smoke-filled room, but on the ground outside.
I was gonna say. So that's what that feels like.
Oh, my friend, still with me. Excellent. Snozup's going to look around for someone who's bigger than him.
This, I would say, is probably actually when Teffy and Zora are coming running up.
Oh, perfect. Everyone's bigger than me. Teffy, Zara, there was an explosion of some kind. Caleb is quite injured, seemingly. Could you assist me in carrying him elsewhere?
No. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, of course.
Rolling a background to campaign 1 when Anubisai just flat out said no.
I can roll a persuasion check if you'd like.
Yes, of course, we'll do it.
Yeah, Teffy walks over and like slings one of his arms over her shoulders and like tries to hoist him up.
Careful of his bones, that might hurt.
There's a little creak in some of your bones.
Careful with the bones. Excellent
Perhaps,
advice.
I'm not certain where the children are, but maybe you could take him there for safekeeping.
And you're
Obviously,
coming with us, yes?
that was whispered.
Well, first of all, go check inside on everyone else. I'm not the only one that was hurt.
Well, yes, of course, Caleb, but that was my next move. But first, to get you to safety.
To that point, Teffy and Zara, when you take a look at Schnoz, or Schnozboop here, he's also definitely hurt. Like, not as bad as Caleb is. Caleb seems to have been much more in the forefront of the explosion, but Schnoz, there's a couple of cuts and bruises all over his body already, and one place where there's a clear piece of wood sticking out of his shoulder. He just hasn't felt it yet.
Can I cast a Cure Wounds on Schnozboop?
You sure can.
Let's do that. We've only got a level 1, but we can do it. Let's see.
I always forget rangers have spells.
They got some stuff.
They're sort of good at some things sometimes.
Well, that is heavily debatable when it comes to the ranger class.
Oh,
yeah.
That depends on what class you choose.
This will be how I prove the useful merits of the ranger class.
Hey, you know that wolf fight? Zora would have been great in that wolf fight.
Yeah, against animals and beasts, phenomenal ranger
No,
class.
against
phenomenal
crowds, because
stuff.
of the subclass that Zora took.
Oh, they're
very good at.
Oh,
7.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Plus
That's 7.
2, so that's 9.
You heal up 9 hit points, Schnozboop.
Oh, thank you, my friend. That does
That's just-
feel a fair bit better.
Piece of wood inside the shoulder just gets pushed out as the magic heals and comes falling
nice.
to the ground.
I admit that is a very new experience for me. Hopefully not to be repeated, but since Caleb is my friend, I think perhaps I'm in for it some down the road. Very good. So Snoz is going to head back. Well, he's going to walk into the tavern to check on the people that were in there. Would you say it was Eek and the Minotaur?
Ock and Karnas.
Carnus. Yes, go check on Ock and Carnus.
Taffy and Zara carrying Caleb, or helping Caleb down to the creek. You heading back inside. There is commotion coming from certain parts of it. You come through one of the doors and you can see Eek and Ike coming out of their quarters from the kitchen area. You came across the door when you were sneaking around. Both looking really baffled and confused. Start heading up the door and they're heading up the stairs and they following close after, and the whole time just going bickering amongst each other. When you get up, the first door on the left is open, and inside there's no one inside. You get up to the third floor, and you see that the third merchant, who was very much awoken by this explosion, is already at work, trying to slap Carnus awake and like just gently on the face and like, Carnus, wake up. And he's just groaning. What happened?
There seemed to have been a trap in the floor, Carnus, and it triggered and caused an explosion.
Is everyone all right? Was Caleb? Was Ark?
I got Caleb out. I have not yet found Ock.
A burnt and almost crisped hand comes up from behind the bed. Here.
Snazu will go over, caress the hand, and say, oh, shit. Behold, my friend. Hit him with a Cure Wounds, level 1.
Okay.
Nice. Everyone's curing wounds over here. It's great.
That's for 10.
For 10? Oh, right. Oh, yeah. The burn marks and the bubbling blisters from on the skin, he barely survived. These guys only have like 16 HP. Barely survived. They all start healing up, disappearing to more smooth, reddened skin, still burnt, but it's no longer a, what is it, like third degree or first degree burn? More like a sunburn at this point. The fur is gone. Many places the fur is gone. One of his membranes is torn to shreds. That's going to take a much more healing and caring in order to fix. But he, as you see his face, one half of the face crisped, very red, no fur at all left. It feels better, thank you. Hey. The other two look at each other, Ike and Eek. Ike turns around, starts running off, and Eek... What happened? You said the explosion floorboard. This is Duncan's room. Why?
It seemed like Duncan knew that he was in trouble.
Why would he be in trouble? He's merchant, just merchant.
What's his name? Auk. Who's the guy I just healed?
Auk.
Auk didn't tell you. This merchant was dealing in slavery, specifically children kidnapping. And so we came to discuss potentially arrest this individual. He seems to have known we were coming and laid a trap to hinder our ability to follow him wherever he went.
Eek takes a look around in the room. Everything is blackened with soot and the explosion crisping. The whole room, the beds destroyed, furniture demolished. There is no evidence left to be held. This may not have been a trap from your now gathering information and looking around at it. This may not have been a trap to destroy or kill anyone. It may have just been a trap to cover his traces and cover whatever's left behind that people might be able to deduce. We let a recruiter inside our home. Snarls a bit, and you can see the pointed fangs of this person now. Where is he? Did you find him?
Not a sign of him. Completely cleaned out the room before leaving.
There's a pounding on the front door. So you hear some people yelling out, "What happened in there? Is everyone all right?"
Thank you for what you've done for my brother. Carnis,
Of course.
are you capable?
Yes. I'll go tell the caravan. See if I can get a search party put together. See if we can find him. And the other merchant,
I'll stay here and see to Ark and his injuries. See if there's anything else I can find here as well. Do you need anything, Schnozboop?
Not specifically. I am fairly new to this area. If you could inform me perhaps on the nature of recruiters, I see there is much disdain, and it seems like there is good reason for it, but if you know anything about their practices or anything of that nature that might be of assistance.
I know of them, but I'm not fully versed. If there's anyone you want to ask, it's Mifsit. He's been around for a lot longer.
longer than all of us. And if I understand, he's still helping you and your friends at the creek. He would be the one to ask.
Very good. All right then. Well, I will, on my end, search for this individual, and also go to see how my friends are doing. If my friends here find anything, I would like to help in any way that I can.
We will keep you informed, Schnozboop.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, then I'll talk to you shortly, and he'll leave the room at that point.
Scuttle down, heading on out, so you pass the front door where the door's now open, and Ike is accompanied by Ook, who's now returned from the stables and assisting in trying to explain what's needed to the caravan, who, the majority of them, you can't see any of the dwarves, except for Galham, who is there, because he knows the truth of who stole the things and actually doesn't blame the innkeepers anymore. And with an explosion in the inn place, the rest of the caravan's kind of in a state of, there's crisis immediate, let's help.
Nice.
So they're all coordinating and trying to figure out what's needed. With Karnas coming down right behind you, it soon gets organized into a aid in healing and helping Ark out, and putting together and making sure there's no further extreme damages to the inn on the inside. Ike and Eek, who are more aggressive inside their nature, even seem to be more team playery right now than the other details, especially seeing as Ark sees the holy relic returned to the fireplace. That's something new. He doesn't understand where it came from, but it's back. That's all he cares about. You head out the back door, run down towards the creek. We'll move to everyone else as Zora and Teffy help Caleb over, with Mifsit still grinding inside his mortal and pestle, putting into this cauldron that he's got over the fireplace that he built. Estella holding her sister's arm into the creek still, the steam still coming off, even though it's been in there for a good 20-30 minutes now. There's still steam coming from her arm being submerged by this. These bone flappers are producing a lot of heat. And they all see you come up. Mifsit, what happened?
big old explosion triggered by a trap?
Triggered by a trap. Who triggered it?
I did.
I would have figured you to be more of a careful type.
It usually happens the other way around.
Fair enough.
I'm going to walk past all of them and proceed to get on my hands and knees at the edge of the stream and stick my head into the cold water to get rid of this headache.
It's soothing. Very soothing. It creeps around and digs into the crevices of your mask and even covers around your face. Your mask is still intact. There's, dents and bits on it. You might need to do a mending on it at some point to get it back into place, but everything held together pretty well, especially your cape, which is technically magical, so it didn't get burnt away.
It's all part of my suit, if you will.
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. And it's more of like a big, like long trench coat than a cape, But yes, I'm gonna pull my head right back out, and I'm gonna ask the guy,
How's the girl?
Losing time. If I stop this at any point, there's the likelihood we'll just have to take the arm and I won't be able to actually enact the cure.
What else do you need?
He puts some herbs inside the mortal pestle again, hands it to you. Like, grind this.
I grind the herbs.
So you're doing that, he starts pulling other bits and like, this is going to be a disgusting one, but I need one of you to chew this and to baby bird it into the cauldron.
Alright, I guess I'll chew away.
It's some kind of dried root that he's just handed you. When you put it in, it's very rubbery. You start to gnaw at it, and it does give way as you continue to gnaw, and it's incredibly bitter. Very gross. If you have a gag reflex, it's activating your gag reflex.
Do I need to do a constitution check?
Seeing as you've asked, yes, you do.
Oh no.
while he does this, I like turn away from the group, I pull up my mask, and I spit blood out.
16 plus 2, that's 18.
18? You're able to stomach the taste. I mean, you grew up in the streets. You've eaten rotten food before and been fine.
The scuzziest thing I've eaten?
No, definitely not the scuzziest thing you've eaten. Building okay? Everyone else alive? Anything else bad happen? Yeah, thank you for that mortar and pestle.
Just the loss of any evidence of Duncan's whereabouts. That's what the bomb was for. Wasn't to hurt us.
Tuffy, can you stir this pot while I get the next ingredient set?
I would be honored to stir the pot, and then I stir the pot.
Very funny. Loss of evidence, he's just covering his tracks then. Not all recruiters are smart, but this one is.
He's in the wind. I doubt we'll find anything.
Yeah, I believe you on that. Seemed like a normal guy. Fine trade wares. Nothing special about him and nothing out of the ordinary, which, now that I think about it, is out of the ordinary. We all have our uniqueness, traveling merchants, and he didn't. Should have thought about that.
Doesn't matter now. Save the girl.
Yeah, that's the important bit. It's nearly done. You done chewing that? He's gone. he's gone. I wasn't even looking.
Sorry. That was so funny.
We'll say Zara spits it into the cauldron. He adds the last little bit, and as he does, there's the liquid on the inside, which is currently this blackish tar hue, and a little thick for you to stir, Teffy, becomes a lot smoother and fluid, and starts turning a more reddish hue with these purple tints to it. And he takes the cauldron and brings it over. And says, this isn't going to be pleasant. Hold her mouth open, Estella.
What do you mean?
Actually, would one of you mind helping?
I do. I'll walk up.
Hold her down and hold her mouth. There's about a 50% chance that she's going to be able to use her arm after this. Any sooner we would have been able to save it. He starts carefully pouring the liquid into her mouth, and she coughs up some of it, spews out onto her mouth, and does get some in. This is about when you're coming up Schnell's boob. And your Caleb, I need a strength.
Oh no.
Not from me.
Oh no. Not for me.
Not for me. My worst skill. Let's go. You know what I mean? Save or just a check?
Let's make it a save.
That is just as bad. 11.
11.
12 on the die.
Oh, wow, -1. Holding her down at first is fine. I mean, just general convulsions, moving about. And then becomes extremely violent and active. And the right arm, which is the affected one, starts lashing out, slapping and hitting places. Smacks you from time to time, and it seems much stronger than what a 6-year-old should be able to do. Like, they might leave a bruise. Nothing enough to damage or anything, but might leave a bruise.
You said Stasuba has arrived?
Yes, you have arrived. Or you have arrived.
Hitting it with sleep.
Sleep. She is asleep.
Level 1. Well, wait. Thrashing and asleep? Both?
Thrashing and asleep. She is very asleep. It's the effects. It's like the thought pops into your head, but you're realizing she's asleep. It's the effects of the cure being poured into her, and whatever it is that's nesting inside her arm, trying to fight back. Now, who would like to roll me a percentile dice?
Oh, could I try something?
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm not sure of the particulars of this. I would like to cast Bane on the parasite.
Okay. I'll allow it, yeah.
I mean, he knows it's in there, and
yeah,
by all rules of Bane, that does kind of make sense.
It does. Yeah.
So the parasite needs to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh my.
A creature making a charisma save?
Yeah,
Let's go.
We're usually not very good at charisma here, especially these things.
Shouldn't be there.
Boop. It's a 12 on the die, but it's a -2 for their charisma, so 10.
No, it's 16 to save.
16
it
to
doesn't.
save.
So
I need my D4.
that means it's a D4. So the target rolls a D4. Subtracts that number from an attack roll or saving throw.
Very good. Okay. I'm going to count that as a bonus to the chance of her being able to still use her arm after this is cured, because...
Cool.
All right, I'll do the percentage dice.
You want to do that? Yeah? Yeah?
Oh, Lord. Come on, dice.
Oh, yeah, the cure definitely worked.
Work with me here.
Counting the Bane in on for that. Very good.
What number is that? Sorry. 15.
15.
Out of
on
100?
a percentage. Out of 100.
Yep. Out of 100.
Right.
That's either really good or really bad.
You know, one of those.
One of those
Roll
numbers.
this.
Couldn't have been right in the middle, you know?
See what happens. Okay, so the way I'm affecting it with a Bane is I rolled a d4, and instead of doing 1, subtracted, because like I said, it's about a 50% chance. So in this case, 50 and lower means she can't use the arm. But with Bane, I'm rolling a d4, and I'm subtracting 10% for each number, to a minimum number of 10% chance she can't use the arm. I rolled a 4, so 15 is above that 10%. You
Let's rock on.
saved her arm. Just barely saved her arm. Beautiful. Beautiful
That might
work.
be the
I
best
must
thing
applaud you
we've
for
ever
that.
done in
Yes.
a D&D campaign.
Wow. Fun thoughts. Fun thoughts in that. Cool. I love the use of the spells. Nice. Beautiful. After what seems probably for Estella and for yourself, Big Tin, as actually Big Tin, you are connected to her in a way of pain.
Yep.
Yeah. You take 9 points of fire damage.
9 points of fire damage. Okie dokie.
As this is going across, and you can feel your senses raging with this heat. Like your counter of heat and how your processing is going on your internal processing, counting in kelvins, is just skyrocketing, going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And you start feeling essentially pain inside one of your limbs.
Starting to get red hot.
Starting to get red hot. But that's another factor that is helping out. Sarah. Wow.
Oh, I forgot there was a song to go along with Bane.
Do it now.
Oh, do it. Do it. I want to hear it.
Why you gotta be like that, that.
I love having a bard play a bard. It's so nice. But after what feels like an eternity for some, especially Stella, the thrashing stops. And where you can feel on your hands, Caleb, even your gloved hands, like the heat was radiating through the gloves. Your hands are sweating on the inside of them. It starts to die down, decrease. Thrashing stops. And her breath becomes easy, normal, at an even pace. Stella, tears down her face. Is she alright?
She'll be
Again,
fine.
in Grintinen, so only 3 people can understand her right now.
She'll be fine. She's tough. And so are you.
She hugs her sister. And Mifsud sits down, takes a big, deep breath, and like, oh, okay. Right. Now that the crisis is over, who wants to tell me about these 2? Who are they?
Before we do that, and before I forget, do you mind scribbling down that cure recipe for me?
He gives you a look, and you'll get your recipe after I give my explanation.
So these 2 individuals are what the recruiter that was mentioned was chasing after. We discovered them in the woods. They were, I think, admittedly frightened of us. It took some time to gain trust. Well, once we did, Caleb's was aware of the sickness, his experience, and we came to get you.
Do you know how they got it?
Wolves. No.
Wolves likely heard the sickness, smelt it. Not to mention they're busy around this area. Alright. Do they have a home?
Not currently. We're going to send them back to the guild. Or take them
I
back.
believe they are orphans. Is that correct, Caleb?
Yes.
Yes. Orphans from Grantina, I believe.
Not an uncommon thing. What city?
Snozboop will look to Caleb for more information.
I'm gonna ask her. What city?
Zalem.
Zalem.
There was an accident in Zalem recently. Factory blew up. Crashed down. Killed a bunch of people. Don't know the details of it, but our old Dragonborn friend was telling me about it. Said he was in the region
what did he
recently
say?
when it happened. That some terrorist did an attack, destroyed part of the city, make a point, ended up killing more civilians than higher-ups. Guy who goes by the name Ultian.
Anybody ever asked the question why there were so many explosives there?
It's
Why would they
Grantina.
be stockpiling in one place?
Honestly, I didn't think about that. What would you think?
I don't know.
And I will roll a deception for that.
Yeah, you're gonna need to.
Whilst that question is going across, Snozboop will interject. Miss Sid, I was told that you had perhaps knowledge of a recruiter's nature and what they're about, likely actions they may take.
Oh, as a traveling merchant, what was your role, Caleb?
21.
21, cool. As a traveling merchant, we hear things, and we get a lot of information. I've been in this gig for a while now, a long while. I've run into a couple in my time. Brought them down. There's no way I'm letting a recruiter run around. Bring them in, kill them, whatever you need to do. You don't let them be free. They're, oh, what's the best way to put this? They're like bounty hunters, but they only go for one bounty. Unfortunate souls who have no place in the world. Like these girls here, they're a perfect subject for that. Easy targets, easy to find. He could have, being tieflings and that one having wings specifically, he probably would have made close to 10,000 gold selling them to his Voth Dominion. Lucrative, very lucrative work. A lot of them only operate in Grantina, though. They don't usually make their way out here in Balashtar. Recruiters caught in Balashtar are executed. They're not left to rot inside a prison cell. They're not released. They're beheaded. Which also makes me think that this one definitely knows what he's doing. If he's brave enough to be in Balashtar, he's got a reputation about him. That also means Duncon's probably not his real name. Heck, I wouldn't even be surprised if he was under a guise the whole time. Does that answer your question, or do you like
Well,
need any
yes,
more?
I mean, any information would appreciate it, so thank you so much.
As far as who's a recruiter and all that stuff, I can't tell you that. The ones I've found, I've turned in.
Well, given the lack of anything to go on, it seems once these children are taken care of, we should continue on our journey. Does that seem correct to all of you?
Speaking of the children, what exactly is the plan?
An excellent thought. Nifsted, if I may, as one who is of the area, is there a place for orphan children like this, or is it up to us to assist them?
There are places, not very welcoming places. Nearest one's going to be in Quotra, but I wouldn't put them there. There's a lot of difficulties going on there recently. Flip-flops of political opinions happening. Close to an uprising, if you ask me.
Caleb. You would hear Feinstein. I almost said Feinstorm. You'd hear Big Ten say in whatever. I can't remember what language it was. Quintinan. I promise to take them to Peleus.
Okay.
Well, that seems like a thought. You know what? I just had an additional thought to that.
You could not understand Big Ten.
Yeah, I was in Grantinen.
Fine. I cast comprehend language on myself. I heard everything. I had an additional thought to that. One of our friends from Peleus seemed like he could use some help. Yes, that was Gale. He seemed very overdone with. Perhaps the children could assist him in his warehouse, and as part of that, could be lodged and fed and such. What do you think about that plan?
That is a good plan.
I think that's a mighty good plan. Both Gale and that froggy boy mentioned that they needed an extra set of hands around the place. I forgot the froggy guy's name.
Barry.
And
Barry also mentioned in the woodcutter, the carpentry fella. He mentioned he could use assistance as well. So it seems like there are many opportunities in Peleus for such as these, willing to work hard for the betterment of the whole town, seemingly. Well, I guess perhaps the question should be put to Sarah and Estella. Does that
people doing in my house?
Does that interest you? I don't know which one is the sick one. Which one's the sick one? Sarah is. So I'll speak to Estella then. Estella, does that sound like an agreeable plan to you?
The plan is to take you back to Peleus, the guild home. There's a place for you, where you and your sister can work and help out the community. Would you like to do that?
She nods her head.
Okay. And the question is, do we turn around and head back?
Well,
Drop them off?
I can take care of that. I need to move on from this location anyway. I'll take them to Peleus.
Snozboop would like to roll to see if he is being deceptive in this.
Go for it. Give me an insight.
I'll do that too.
Do it. Do it to it.
Since it's my protective the moment.
Oh, it teases again.
Yeah.
We got 18.
18. And Big Tin?
Yeah, I was just making sure it was that -1, so 15.
15. You can both tell he's being honest. Sincere.
Very good. Well, that seems like an agreeable plan all around. Does everyone agree?
Aye.
Big Tin, how about
Yes.
I'll nod.
you? Well, very good. It is decided then. Also, it seems like Mifsit has the skills for any problem that may arise for Sarah's injury. So, doubly good, seemingly.
Yeah. I could definitely keep an eye. Make sure everything's actually cured away. There is a small
Very
chance
good.
that the cure doesn't actually work, but it looks like it did. Not to mention, quite fancy a visit to Chronicles. Turns out an old friend of mine's there.
What time is it?
It's really late into the night. Like, there's no moon to be seen. You might be coming up to dawn.
Where's Quadpolis? Should I know where that is?
Chronicles is in the Vesuth Republic.
It's my hometown. Remember last week that Mifsit and I were talking about like my dad and everything? Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Okay, so he was saying on way to there he would stop. Okay, great. All right. Well, I could use sleep. I don't know about the rest of you. Perhaps we go back to the inn or what's left of it to get a quick sleep in and then head out. What do you think?
I think the what's left of it part will be leaving a lot to be desired.
Peppy's just gonna yawn while she nods. Like one of those big full body yawns where she like puts her arms up and you can hear a couple vertebrae popping.
Well said, Teffy. Well said.
I'll stay up. I'll get everything ready for us. I'll sleep on the
Excellent.
journey.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Caleb. All right then. Perhaps should some stay here? I assume Sarah is not well enough to travel even as far as the inn at this point.
I'll
Is that
take
fair
care of
assessment,
here.
Mr.?
You head off and get your sleep.
All right. Very good.
I'll still watch. Oh, yeah, I'm saying that and I don't know. Who
Ah,
can understand
very good.
me,
Thank
but
you, Big Tin.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so Snopsup's going to start trotting back to the inn.
Waddle away, waddle waddle, to the very next day.
If he sees anybody there, he'll let them know that all is well, and he's gonna go to sleep. And
Okay.
He's gonna go up to his room.
There is, so for brevity on things, you can all take, those of you who are sleeping and affected by exhaustion, you can take a long rest. BT, you don't get affected by exhaustion. Caleb, you do, so you do take a point of exhaustion staying up. And you don't get a long rest just yet. But you will all learn and hear that there is currently a couple of search parties out to try to see if there's any trace of Duncan. However, in the morning when you wake up, nothing. He's gone in the wind. The caravan is getting ready to depart, having had their goods restored, except for the health potion, which is going to get reimbursed by the guild, or the whole guild as a collective, guild people. And in the morning time, they will be also at the point of departing. Ook will have your carriage ready with Phyllis, your mare, already stationed up. Ark will give you all a big thanks for searching into. Actually, will not be that one. As you gather up in the morning, after all the chaos that happened, Ook's got everything nice and ready inside there. Supplies are stationed. Ark is around and looks at the whole party as you arrive.
Thank you, and sorry for disruptions and everything that had gone by. Is far more excitement than usual.
He still is missing fur on his left side, his hand, face. Definitely still signs of what happened the previous night.
I trust you were able to get good sleep for what remained of the night. And a big thank you, especially for returning the stolen goods and resolving differences between ourselves and caravan that's present. I thank you very, very much. Thank you. You said your guild was 3 watchers. Groups like yourselves usually have names. Have you got one?
Oh, that is a thought. I think I may need to ponder on that, unless one of you has a thought. But in my mind, just a group of 5 friends traveling around. Helping those we can and bringing peace where we can. But I know mine is not always the prevalent thought. So
that is too long of a name. A group of 5 friends traveling around and help. I can't even remember what it was now.
I think we're going to have to workshop the name. Next time we see you, though, we should have one.
Yes, I think I can promise you that.
Well, I look forward to hearing it the next time you come by. And please, you are always welcome at the mountain's peak, especially for what you have done. Again, apologies about the recruiter problem. You have brought him to our attention now. We will not be billing guild for damages. That is not your fault. That is a recruiter and what he did. So
I do
there is no
appreciate
blame.
that. Thanks so much.
Eek wanted to make an argument for it, but there is no argument in that. The trap was not set by you, just set off by you, and anyone could have made that mistake.
Well, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful time in our absence.
I'm sure I will.
From inside the building, you hear,
my brother is having an issue. If you'll excuse me, travel safely.
We'll get up on the cart, on the pony. I'll make sure Caleb is snuggled up all fine in the back with the food.
Oh, I've been sleeping.
And
Light
we'll,
snoring.
let's go, Phyllis.
And you guys notice on the trip while I'm asleep, from all the viscera of like the wolves last night, flies are beginning to settle on Caleb.
Well, that's just nasty.
I will transfer back to Zara.
Okay. Before, point of order actually, just before you all leave, there is a horse that comes up next to you with Estella and the now conscious Sahra in the front with Mifsit sitting in the saddle. And he looks over him. Tuffy,
I
do plan on visiting your father. Is there anything you would like your parents to know?
You can let them know that I've joined a guild. 3 watchers if they're interested. And that I don't know when I'll see them again, but I'm gonna have a lot of fun along the ways.
I'll be sure to include that you're being careful with your mixtures, even if it's not true. Don't tell me if it's true. Safe travels.
You as well.
And he kicks off with his horse and starts into a gallop towards the direction of Pallius. Well, yay, you completed your first side quest successfully.
Yeah.
Woo! Who wants to roll me a percentile die?
I'll
Cool.
do it. Peter, go
Schnozboop
for it.
and Zara, actually, both of you. 48% was roll twice for the next one, so you're rolling twice.
That is a 99.
Oh boy!
Got a 59.
That's worse than mine.
Maybe.
And a 59?
Maybe it's really good.
Oh boy! I'm excited.
And now I'm scared.
I'm so excited. Okay. Sweet. First day. Traveling through the mountains on a carriage, especially, you got to be a little careful with your trails. There are some bits where there's a large break off and huge drop. A couple of times the wheel almost slips, but you manage to keep it on that track. But by the end of it... Oop, that's not what I wanted. Let's not do that. Let's go to our measuring tool. End of it. Cool. Oop, now let's do this. Creeping ever closer to the edge of the mountains. It's the end of the night. Who would like to do a survival for your campsite?
Ooh, that's something I'm good at, right, Don?
I'll assist.
I mean, I could do a good survival.
Let's have the ranger do a survival. What am I doing?
Something rangers are good at.
It is.
Snozboop, whilst they're getting the camp ready, will lean over to Teffy and say, I have an idea for a name. The Friendly Division. Because it's a play on words. Division. We're not all the friendly, but we're also a group, like a division.
No.
Well, you didn't hear unless you were trying to hear me whisper to Teffy.
Suddenly, I'm like right behind your.
This is
like,
an A
right
and B
behind
conversation.
No. Anyway, continue.
Wait, Teffy, did you like my idea?
I think that's certainly got some merit to it, but before we make any decisions, we should really consult the others.
Well, I'm consulting you before consulting others to see humor. If you like it, then we'll continue. But if not, then
Will Zara hear any of this?
Die.
Oh no.
Caleb's got a passive perception capable to hear that they're whispering, not to make out what they're saying, though. I would say Zara probably wouldn't. Because you're, especially seeing as you're the one You can, but
I can read lips.
you can just hear the whispering. I'm not gonna, unless you make a check, I'm not gonna give that to you. But Zara, you're busy looking for an encampment.
So this isn't a proper time to interject with the cool guy game.
Not yet, no. No, you. What was your roll? What was your roll?
It was 16 plus 4, so 20.
Dirty 20, yeah, you find a really good spot. It's off the path, kind of hidden away in a little grovel area. There's a camp, like a previous fire place having been put there. You can tell that caravans may use this spot to bring their caravan off the beaten trail and hidden, in a way, out of the way of any sights of people traveling along the road as well.
Nice. So
I
we
think
set up camp.
I like the idea of trying to come up with a name, but in my own personal opinion, I think that names where it's just the noun can just carry a bit more power with them. No adjectives, no adverbs, none of that. Just the noun is the title, as it were.
Like the
So I think
hugs.
something along that vein might be something worth looking into.
Oh, okay.
There was a
Thank you,
group
Tiffany, I
of
do
great
appreciate it.
renown known as the Consequences. Might I suggest Consequences to Electric Boogaloo?
The
Well,
wind
Ethan
brushes through the trees, and you can hear the trees audibly groan.
oh, thank God it's Simone.
Oh, thank God.
You set up camp. Who's keeping watch?
Sounds like
I'll keep.
Big Tin. Are you able to watch non-stop? Do you not need to rest?
I do not need to rest. I can watch nonstop.
Oh, is that all right with you?
Sure.
Oh, very good. Snazboop will fall asleep right there.
I'm gonna be a friendly DM. Remember,
Aw,
you need
come
to.
on!
Yeah, I'm gonna be friendly. They've been traveling with you long enough. They should know better.
Okay.
This is the players forgetting. I'm not gonna say it's the characters forgetting, unless you want it to be the characters forgetting. In which case, by all means, do it. Do remember
No,
you need
when
to specify with
Snozboop
orders.
lays down, Snozboop lays down, I'm going to turn to Big Ten and I'm going to say very clearly to Big Ten. Hold on while it switches over.
By watch, we mean watch out for danger to the entire group. Do you understand?
Oh. Not watch him sleep?
No. You've done that multiple times. I've watched you do that.
That's what he asked
I'm
for.
so surprised nobody else has seen you do that yet.
Oh. Okay, I'll watch for danger.
Snazboop is already asleep.
Oh.
Would have grabbed some rations en route to sleep from the large pile in the carriage. A little munch on before sleep time.
We all do. Get some food.
All right.
I'll have a nice good berry in this trying time.
I did have you also offer a good berry to Estella in the trying times. You were away and they asked Zora if they could help, and I just said, Zora holds out the hand of 5 good berries they have left and saying, would you like a good berry during this trying time?
A nice good berry.
You have a good berry? Everyone else popping off to sleep. Big Tin, I'd like you to make a perception roll for danger. Seeing it's just you for the entire night, I'm only going to ask for one.
I can already tell where this is going to go. But hey, what is danger to Big Ten?
Well, he did say clarify to the whole group.
Yeah.
So.
Rough
this is
living, boys.
Oh,
rough
boy.
living.
Oh,
Hey, you
boy.
guys aren't going to ask
This
Big
is
Ten to
gonna
do
be
that again.
rough.
That's a zero.
No, not after tonight. Not after tonight. You're never
Big
watching anything ever again.
0. Wow.
They're friendly wolves.
That's a nice butterfly that flaps by.
Hold it. That butterfly's acting weird. Is it dangerous? I better watch it for a while.
Flutters, lands on your nose. Stays there for the night. And when whoever wakes up first wakes up, they see Big Tim just standing there with a butterfly on his nose, eyes crossed at the butterfly.
Oh, so nothing happened? We got lucky?
You got lucky, nothing happened. So
okay,
lucky.
Then. Very good. Well, we'll just continue traveling. Then wake up, get on the cart, keep going. Unless somebody else had something they're looking to do.
No. Let's ride.
Let's ride. Hopping back into the carriage. Caleb, we can passive everything. There's nothing around. Nothing really happened that night. But you can also tell Big Tin didn't move the whole night as well. There's no big footprints or anything. You carry on your path. Eking ever closer to your way, to the end of this mountain range. It's a calm day. A little cloudy in places, chilly at times. Breeze comes in, cools you all off when you reach higher peaks or higher areas of the path and then go down lower to more warmer territories. You end up getting to a spot where you can safely...
Sometime during the day, assuming you're getting along to the evening time. Probably close, second half of the day for sure. I'm going to speak kind of softly back to Caleb and say, so here's a question for you, Caleb. Why do you wear a mask? Is it fear of others, shame of yourself, or something else entirely?
People are superstitious.
Or just a little stitious.
I use it as a tool to protect myself and to scare others.
To what end the scaring?
Like I said, people can be superstitious, especially where I come from.
Oh, so something about your face would remind them of something
Yes.
untoward?
Exactly.
Well, if it makes a difference to you, I do not think your face could be anything that would make me feel any kind of way about you, besides that you are my friend.
Good to know. How old are you exactly?
222.
That's too long.
It's been a long time. My wife's been dead for over 100 years now, I think. She was a delight.
Well, my condolences.
Thank you. But I still remember the time we had. I still brings me joy, even in memory.
She must have been something. 100 years, didn't move on.
Jenrena was something to behold, no doubt.
Okay, I'm watching him the entire time, looking to see if he's lying, just the entire time, looking for any sort of lie or falsehood in this person.
Your passives are enough to tell you he's not.
Well, I just turn away.
Watch the road.
Okay, that was it. We can continue to the campsite.
Okay. Continue on down the path. The sun is beginning to get to a point to where it's behind the mountains. Things are starting to get dark. You've lowered down to an area where you're at the edge of the mountain peak and starting to get into the plains of Grantina, outside of the Weeping Peaks. No longer inside the forests, inside the plains. So it comes to a point where you need to settle up for the night. And Caleb, you hear it first.
Everybody, up now.
It's the Great White North.
Then you all start to hear these yips, these howls.
We didn't go to sleep yet.
No, you haven't even found a campment yet. Still on the roads, getting into the plains. I would like... Who would probably know what these are? Just Big Tin, actually. Yeah, it's probably
me,
just
but
you.
I can't tell them. But anyway.
No, you can't. But... yeah, if you'd like to make a history check, you can.
I would not know. So.
No, not from your regions.
Staswoop would like to make a history check if he could.
Your age would allow you. Taffy, your understanding of books and reading would allow you.
Yes.
I ain't got nothing in history.
What is with these dice?
They've been trained.
Okay, so when you make a history check...
You got a natural 20.
Oh my goodness.
From a 1 to a 20.
Wow. I love your dice.
I don't.
That's so weird.
That's 15.
15?
Oh my god, me too.
Oh. Okay. All of you are going to recognize, after a moment, what this is. There's a pack of gnolls nearby.
A pack of who?
Gnolls. Hyena-like humanoids.
So they are humanoids? Okay.
They are humanoid. You can't see any of them yet, but you hear the yips, the snarls, and then you hear a cry of pain. The yips start turning from excited, hunting-esque to frightened. And as you're pulling up to an area where you might be able to camp out, another spot where caravans obviously stop to camp, across, just above, up in the street side, you see one of these gnolls carrying this club with spikes coming out of it. This clearly, it's like bandit-like creatures. There's no civilization behind them. They're essentially cave people, just running around. Run panicked across the street, trip over the road, fall, tumble, and then get back on its feet and run into the plains, clearly running away from something. Then another one, and another one, and another one.
After the first one, Snospoop is going to attempt to drive Phyllis into as covered of area as he can find.
Okay. it's plains. It's a little hard to do that at this point now.
Oh, okay. No shrubberies, no nothing.
No shrubberies. I mean, there's shrubberies farther out into it, but there is a nice little hilled area where the spot of the encampment's kind of enclosed to a degree. But as you start to bring them off to the side, the last one to come around is looking behind it, chucks something with a sling back at the forest area and tumbles back and then keeps running away. A moment passes, and a single figure just walks into the road, a small clinging around his belt, as if he's got this large chain of keys on him. And this cape pulled back, arms reaching down to his hips. Unassuming face. Very unassuming face. Would never strike you as anything important, or as anyone important, had you not just seen a pack of gnolls running away from him. Not even smiling or frowning, there is no emotions on this being's face. As he looks over at you... Oh. Hello. And that's where we're going to take a break. We are going to take a quick 15-minute break. As they have run into the percentile of 99, which is just so exciting. I'm happy with this. We'll be right back, people. 15 or so minutes. Take a chance to check out our socials. Waiting on someone to press that tree inside that. Yeah, almost. You missed a knee. There you go. And our store and all our Discord and other lovely stuff. And refill your beverages. Relieve yourselves of a couple of ounces in preparation of gaining some more. We'll be back. See you in a minute.
guest of the Owlbear Inn, you obviously have taste. Now, as a person of taste, have you ever thought to yourself, I need to watch an artist who also has taste, with a sense of classiness and intelligence, heightened by sitting in a leather armchair before a fireplace with shelves of books behind? Neither have I. Anyways, I happen to have an art channel called Michael How Arts here on Twitch if you want to check it out. There's drawing, chatting, and sometimes gaming. If you enjoy fantastic characters and comics, or just having someone to hang out with while doing art, you should give Michael How Arts a look-see. That's twitch.tv/Michael How Arts. And if you visit, maybe, just maybe, you'll occasionally have that artist sitting in front of a fireplace to give you a +1 to the richness and culture of your Twitch experience. Though I wouldn't count on that. But please, do stop on by. Thanks for your time, and have a wonderful day. I'm Michael Howe, and I approve this message. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, I did this, and 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 this.
Hello, everybody.
All campaign, all I wanted was to pass wisdom saving throws, and I never do.
Even with advantage?
I have advantage. I have plus. All my feats almost have all been going into that direction. No.
Oh, that's awesome.
Consent is always important.
Agreed.
You're next.
Why am I so bad at this game? Jeez.
Might be genetics.
Attack first. Think never. Hey, folks.
Hello. You feel a definite pulse of magical energy as you shake his hand.
You just made a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Roll a will save.
There's more up there? We have to... I fucking hate this level.
We could have been playing Valheim. Dog, dog, dog! Save me, save me. Where are you? Get in front of me! Get in front of me! Get in front of me!
I'm coming. I was marking the cave.
Dogs! How do I stand up? Ah! Get the dog! Help!
Hello, folks.
There. Apparently, I can't remember your name at all.
Who's Ingrid?
You.
You.
Me?
Irving.
Oh.
Yes, because I can't forget. Wow. Why am I having such a hard freaking time with names today?
You called me Murphy twice before
Yeah.
we even started.
Shut up, Melvin. I'm working here.
Alrighty, naked. That's a good drawing, right?
Damn, right, Zach, that's
Really
good.
good. Oh my gosh.
Love it.
Thank you.
Wow.
With someone.
Wait, you just said they had a book.
That being
Yes.
said, we will.
Yes.
And then you emphasize that there is a book.
Boy, way to catch on to that like a minute and a half late. There's books, there's diaries, there's maps.
Wait, there's a book? We have not been consistent with this at all, have we?
No.
I'm not even gonna try and pronounce most of those. Wow.
Yeah, they had a sale on apostrophes that day.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know what's really going on. Hi!
We have you on speakerphone.
I was just gonna say, this is one hell of a collect call, man. I didn't know he knew infallible relay.
Does anyone know what the rates are? I don't have that much gold.
Did you know back in the old days, in the medieval times, they used to put lanterns, hang lanterns out on front of horses to help them navigate during nighttime?
Oh.
It was the first recorded instance of satellite navigation.
I enjoyed the live action The Avatar movie.
Oh, baby Baba Luba.
And burble as it came.
No!
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah!
If you're only to be addressed as you as your own person, what do I do if there's like a whole bunch of y'all?
You may use titles as, I would say, the trolls. You may use the consequences if
Okay.
you would like.
So
You
y'all
may-
is off the table.
Y'all is an abomination.
A whole bunch of y'all.
Too late.
That's when you guys look over and see what once was Jitters descend slowly onto the ground, trampling towards you as its head from top to about past the sternum splits like that into a toothy maw that is its whole body.
Rawr. Hello and welcome to Hate, Laugh, Love.
Everybody knows if it's green and it's slime,
You went that
it's booger time.
The show where we talk about movies.
He starts hopping on the way, and when you look back, there's Handor and Grace. Grace looking just frowning perpetually, and Handor just smiling ever so gracefully. And Finestorm, you see on their lips, Handor say, "You think they'll make it?" And Grace go, "Not a chance." Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We just got back from our break. Hey, there's a raid happening. Marquee Gaming, what's up? Sneak attack, sneak attack, sneak attack, indeed. Welcome to the Alberin, where we play TTRPGs and have a hoot. We are hopping back into this campaign, and with this wonderful lot having gotten to a nice little camping point for their night on their journeys to Wilcom the city. First off, for one of their quests that they've picked up. What's happening, though? Little bits about the Alberin. We play TTRPGs here. We have got several different little campaigns going. One of them's on hiatus for a while. It's been on hiatus for a bit, but it'll be back soon, because all that stuff that's causing it to be on hiatus is coming to a close, thankfully. That one's on Tuesday, and there's another one on Thursdays. That happens every other week, but this is our main flagship one that happens every single Sunday at 3 p.m. MT time. Thanks for being here, and thanks for bringing your community over to us, Marquee Gaming. How was your stuff? How was your activities? We're going to hop back into, but engage in chat while things are happening. Where we left the group was finding the nice little camping spot with a pack of gnolls running away from something, and a figure emerging from the hillside area, clinging of keys all around him, just looking at the group, putting up his hand and saying, "Oh, hello."
Hello, I'm Snorspoopik. It's a pleasure to meet you, and you are?
It's actually been a while since someone's even asked me that. I don't really know. I suppose you can call me whatever you like.
Can I get a physical description of this individual?
Yeah, absolutely. This guy is wearing what looks to be a cape that is a little tattered and torn. There's holes in some places. Around his belt there are numerous key rings with keys all around them. There's probably, from your reckoning, at least 5 around his belt. There's 2 connected to his chest plate in places, and a couple around his leg pants as well. He's covered in keys. His face is very normal. There's nothing attractive or unattractive about him. He's unassuming in many ways. When you encounter this, or if you see this person in a normal street, you would just be like, oh, it's just another person. Nothing special about him.
Well, if you'd like me to name you, I know very little, but you are covered in keys, and we met you in the Southland. How about Keither Southland?
Keither Southland.
I see what you did there.
Nice. Yeah.
I thought his name was whatever you like.
That was an expression.
Keither Southland. I'll take that, yes.
Very good. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Kiefer. I noticed there were some gnolls that ran by. Was there a disagreement of some kind?
Oh, they thought I might make a tasty morsel, but I proved them wrong.
Huh. A good thing to prove, I would think.
It only cost 2 of their lives, so, you know.
That is unfortunate.
Little, but with their kind, that's what happens.
What brings you here to the plains?
Nothing particular.
Oh. Would you like assistance with anything?
I'm gonna whisper to Snorspoop. 1 second.
I don't like this at all.
Snorspoop, whilst talking, will point behind him with his thumb at Kelvin. Is like, it does seem that using the message cantrip.
Yep.
It does seem fairly strange. Let's try to keep an open mind, though. And also open outs.
Assistance. While you're saying that, he's just repeating to himself, assistance. Do I need assistance?
You do realize that some people can read lips, right?
Suppose if I need assistance, it would be an understanding where I am?
Oh, where you are. That is something I believe we can help you with. You are in the Kingdom of Balishtar, just outside of the Steeping Peaks, I believe.
Steeping Peaks.
These are the plains here. What's this? What is this called, Caleb? What are these plains called? Do you know?
It's a part of Desert's Reach.
Oh. Which is in the sort of southwest region of Irodai.
Southeast.
Yeah. It's more central than anything. But
okay.
but you could go
Southwest from where Snozzboop is from.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Do you need assistance with anything?
Let's see. I could always use a new friend if you'd like to walk with us. I think we're going to be camping for the night here shortly. I'd like to know all about you.
New friend. I haven't had a friend in a while. I'll... Sure, yes. I'll join you. For a moment.
Excellent.
If anything, just to make sure the gnolls don't come back. Nasty creatures. You don't want to encounter them.
I'm sure there's a couple in there that are good individuals.
Open mind. Rare to find in people of the... Anyway. There is a spot that way.
Well, very good. If you wouldn't mind leading the way, we will follow.
Of course. Just follow me. He
What is
turns
the-
and starts walking down the street with a clinging of the keys, constantly going back and forth. He's making a lot of noise.
What's the
date? Still has his thumb like this and says, "This thing's okay thus far. Your thoughts?"
Yeah, I guess.
Heffy's going to lean down to Snozzboop while we're walking. I assume since the what's-his-face, Keith, is leading us, that his back is to us.
He is, yeah.
Okay.
He's
So,
about
Teffy's
20 feet
going-
in front of Phyllis, your mare, and just walking casually, looking around curiously.
So while he is not paying attention, Teffy's going to lean down to Snozzboop and say, "You know, you'd mentioned that we were looking for a group name, which we are. I quite like the Assistants. That has some potential to it, I think."
Have to sell it by a kilobyte, I imagine. But I like it.
I'm right here.
Caleb, what do you think about it?
Well, I don't know. It kind of sounds like we're about to serve some people some tea.
A
And that's
delightful
funny.
activity.
I think it's got potential for building up a name for it, because it's unassuming at first. I think it could lead to some funny situations a bit later down the line, because it's a homonym for as if we were a group of assistants to other people. But also it is a noun. It's just like, that is the noun. I think she's gonna trail off now. Just kind of excited, just playing around with this word in her head.
Let's think about it some more.
Here we are.
Teffy's Teffy's going to whisper to Snozboop again. That sounded like a no.
Simple.
Snozboop's going to give him a wink.
Safe enough.
Wink. Oh, thank you
This'll
so much,
work.
Kiefer. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And as far as introductions, this is Caleb, this is Teffy, that's Zara, and over there, that's Big Tin.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to meet you all, I suppose.
Very good. We're part of the Three Watchers Guild.
Oh.
Heading out to assist some people in need.
Well, that's very good. It's kind of you, assisting people.
Well, I try. If I may be so bold, why are you covered in keys, Keeper?
They are how I get places.
Really? Would you mind telling me more about that?
Sure, I suppose. I can definitely tell you more about my keys. But first, would you like to set up a camp? Your mare is a little tired from the journey.
Yeah, Fearless is a good mare. Is a good mare.
She
That is
likes
quite
you.
the thought. Well, I like her in return.
I'll see to the fire. You all can see to everything else. He starts
very
picking up
good.
just twigs on the ground. Little bits.
What's
That's
the
all I
date?
do. It is now, so second journey. I believe
Should be
it is
442566.
exactly 442566.
Yes! Baby knows how the calendar
Nice.
works.
You know how the calendar works.
Yeah.
I guess Snozboop will go and attempt to, unharness Phyllis and wipe her down. He'll see if Zara would like to assist. Zara, would you like to assist me?
Oh, sure. I'm totally not gonna try and swipe one of these keys.
Well,
Let,
that seems good.
So yeah, I'll help setting up. Do we got to do like an athletics check?
No, it just takes with your assistance, it takes a little less time than normal to situate the cart, get Phyllis in a position to where she can graze on some tall grass inside the plains field, and set up the rest of camp. Everything's hunky-dory. At some point, you all notice there's a small little pile of sticks that Kiefer, I love the name he gave him, Kiefer has put up, and he just looks at it, nods, clicks, and it bursts into flame. And then he just sits down in front of it, still expressionless. Fire set. Do you all have food? I'm pretty sure I can cook.
Snozboop will turn from maybe finishing up with Phyllis and just grab a whole armful of rations from the cart. Is it? You bet we do, and you're welcome to have some.
Oh. Wow. Well stocked and supplied. Change of pace. Thank you. He takes the supplies, put them next to him, and starts pulling things out of a bag. A small, little, unassuming bag. He pulls out a cauldron from it, far too big for the bag to be in there. To be in the bag, that is. And pulls out other supplies. And you said you would like to get to know me. I would like to get to know you too, I suppose. Shall we trade questions?
That sounds like an excellent game.
Game?
Activity?
Activity. Yes. I don't.
Would you
play
like me to
games.
go first, or would you like to go first?
You can go first. You're the one who proposed it.
Okay. Well then, I'll lead off with the same question I already asked. How do your keys work?
He takes this tankard and flips it upside down over the cauldron, and just water starts pouring out of it. I take them and they unlock things. Some keys work in different ways, some keys work in certain ways, and others don't in different spots. The tankard, having already poured what you would assume to be the maximum contents of it, continues to pour contents out. I used one to get here. I was in a different place. You said I'm in the Balashtar?
Yes, you're in Balashtar now.
Continent.
Iridai.
Oh. I was just in Iramathos. Far away from Iridai.
Does Snozboop have any idea where that is?
Give me a history check. It's going to be a low DC for you because, again, you're ancient. You're old. Speaking of, actually.
That's going to be a 12.
12. Yeah. You vaguely remember... Okay, you're good. You haven't suffered a heart attack yet. You vaguely remember... way off to the west, there is another continent. And this is primarily due to the conflict going on between Eremathos and Perma-Volge. And the fact that there have been refugees from Perma-Volge coming over to Iridai. That there is a continent, Eremathos, that is in this perpetual civil war currently. And there was a recent governmental collapse in that region. To what extent, you're not sure, but you know it's an area of turmoil and strife.
Last I heard, Kiefer, it was a time of upheaval in Iramathos. Is that still the case?
Not a pretty place to be.
And I don't mean to continue asking questions. I'm just so curious. So if you have a question, go ahead.
I do, actually. You all have appearances of difference about you. Would you mind telling me what's the term or phrase for it? Species? Race? You all are?
Uninteresting, but seemingly easy to answer question. I'm a gnome.
Gnome? And the others?
I'm a Ganassi.
Ganassi?
Human.
Human. I vaguely remember being human.
Snozboop will point to Zara with one of these to urge them to participate.
We're leaning with half elf.
Leaning with half elf. I understand the leaning. Do they not know?
Know what?
I'll take that as a yes. And this construct, what is its purpose?
Oh, Big Ten is an entity to himself.
Yes.
His purpose is our friend.
Protection.
Protection. Enjoyable. I can see it. Fascinating. That was my question, and you're next.
Oh, very good. Well, how about why did you come to Balashtar? And then, while that's happening, he's going to do his thumb behind him situation and try to point at Caleb or whoever's behind him and say, "Any other questions? Any other questions you may have?"
You get a computer handshake.
Meaning it was pointed at BT.
Yep.
That one.
That was funny.
That was
Oh, it's pointed at BT.
Yeah. Well,
try points of other places.
If I ever feel like I need to go to a completely different place, I use one of my keys and open a door. And it takes me to a completely different place.
How interesting.
Any chance that the thumb was pointed at Teffy at any point?
No, BT took that. That one.
I mean, it's just out and back, just going.
Okay.
Anybody questions?
We can say you all got that then.
Okay. Teffy is going to, like... She doesn't know how this works, so she's going to point at Snozzboop as well. But, like, subtly, so just like a little from-the-hip little point. And query... Does he know if the keys work for anyone else, or is it particular to him?
Excellent thought. Well, that's very interesting. They just teleport to someplace new. Very interesting.
Teleport? No. That magic...
You travel through a door to go somewhere else.
Yes. Yeah, that's more accurate. Teleporting is a different mechanic. It works differently than how my keys do.
Very good. Questions to you.
Why are you traveling with so much food?
Well, this is my first, real adventure, if you will. I asked how much food one would need for the journey that we are expected to be on. And this was the amount. So this is the amount we brought.
You have a long journey in front of you.
True. Which leads me to my next question. Are you able to bring anyone else with you with your keys?
I've honestly never tried. But I don't see why not.
Really? Well? Well, question to you.
Next question is, who's going to be the first to try it out?
Questions to me. Ah. You stated this is the Balashtar Kingdom of Iridai. Last time I was here, there were 2 nations? 3 nations? Can't remember.
Yes.
How many are there now?
A fair amount now. Let's see the exact number. Okay, let's see here.
Yes, Tangerine, you get a gold star for knowing how the calendar works.
Huzzah.
Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'll even do a thing for you.
7.
Because I know you like this one.
I'm not sure the exact number. I would say closer to 8, but maybe not exactly correct. There was a time of great peace for a long time, but then I'm not sure how you pronounce the word. Newark.
Yeah, something like that.
Newark arrived and invaded into the north and
invaded.
Kind of just attacking anyone and everything. Actually splitting my home nation in 2, creating a new nation.
Doesn't sound right. You'll excuse me. It's not Like, I mean to challenge your knowledge of your history.
Sure.
It's more that Nork are simple people. They're not creatures of war. Unless they're pushed into a corner, in which case they can be. And have been. But they prefer peace.
I have found with most sentient races, I have found there are ones that are good and ones that are violent. And it depends on the scenario in which they are placed in. So I do not say the Nork are by nature violent individuals, but I do know that by their actions, they have been violent since they have arrived or been made known in Ilardai.
Fascinating. That may be why my key brought me here. Now, Snozboop, if you don't mind.
If you don't mind, I believe it is my question.
It is, yes. I was going to request, though, that one of your other party engage in it. I would enjoy hearing from them, too.
Oh, thank you so much. I was going to suggest something very similar.
I have
This is Teffy. I think she had a question.
Zara does, too. Who would like to go first?
Effie's question can wait. Zara, you go ahead, mate.
So these keys, can you use them more than once?
Oh, yes. I can use them whenever I like. As long as there's a door present, of course. I need a door in order for it to work. You can't unlock the air.
Okay.
You have to unlock a door.
How do you find a door? I guess that's another question.
I'll allow it. It's part of the same one, technically. By walking and finding a door. I do have a door on me at all times in case I can't find one and end up in a barren wasteland, but I try not to use it. I like where my feet guide me.
Oh. I have more questions, but...
It would be my turn next, then. Why do you hide who you are?
Who are you asking?
You.
Me?
Yes.
What? What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
What does she mean? I think we all hide aspects of ourselves in order to survive.
Would anyone like to do an insight check for that?
I don't need
yes,
to.
Sir. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Big Tin doesn't need to. But Zora, deception or persuasion check. Don't tell anyone which. I know which.
You said... Oh my god. Oh, that'll be... well, you go ahead first. You first.
I rolled
I mean,
as well.
if you
Stas
guys-
rolled as well.
Okay.
This is player knowledge, not character knowledge. But
Yeah.
if you guys were paying attention in the first session, you would know.
You would know, yes, but
I'm
keeping
the one with
players
the
and
most
characters
clues,
separate.
actually.
Very true.
With the
very
what?
true. The most clues, Caleb is. It's been hinted at a lot, but it's never been actually overtly said. Which
It wasn't?
No,
No.
it wasn't overtly said.
I've been careful to do that.
It's been very careful.
I picked up on a lie very first session. Wait.
What was your roll, Zara?
It was a 17.
17? Cool. Schnorsboop, what was your roll?
It's a 14.
14? Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing behind Zora's statement.
28.
28? I'll message you.
I did roll a 28. What?
Because
He's
I used my...
very good at this.
Yeah, investigation for insight.
Oh,
because that's how my character works.
Actually, I can't message you on this. Everyone else, keep in mind, this is player stuff for you. Only Caleb gets this.
Yes.
there is an aspect behind Zora that they've not been lying necessarily about, they've just been keeping to themselves. And they've been keeping it to themselves for a reason. But you're not sure what that reason is, but you know it's there. Your 28 is going to give you as well that it's not a detriment to you. If anything, it's probably an asset that they've been keeping to themselves.
Okay. I'll keep silent then.
I ask because I don't really see the point in hiding who we are. Yeah, there are people out there who don't like certain aspects, but who cares about them? Are you happy? Oh, I suppose that's a second question. Do you have another one for me?
I feel like to answer your question, the point is prevalent in the mere fact that it's happening.
There is a lot to read into that. I will take that in consideration, thank you. That was my question. It is up to you now.
More questions.
If you don't have one, Zara, I know Teffy does.
Teffy has so many questions for you.
I hope I have so many answers.
Well, fingers crossed on that, because I have my notebook at the ready. But my first question to start off with is a two-parter, if you will allow. Have you ever tried unlocking something that's not a door? And if so, what were the results?
It is a two-parter, but they are connected. I will allow it as one. And fingers crossed, I do have an answer. I recall at some point, yes, having tried to unlock something that is not a door, but it not working. Although, that was when I had much less keys. I have more now. I could try again. But I haven't thought to. Thank you for that question. I think I should try again. He takes a key off of one of his key rings and shoves it into the air, twists. Nothing happened.
Teffy's gonna chuckle.
What you meant?
I meant more like a chest.
Oh.
Something else that does have a lock, but is not a door.
Do you have a chest handy?
I don't know, do we?
I mean, any of you have a chest in your inventory?
No.
I don't think so, no.
No?
Sorry, I'm
No.
not carrying around an extra chest with me.
That was last campaign.
Well, actually, hang on.
I have a
Or like-
case.
Or like a
for
notebook
Master
with a lock
Scrolls.
on it.
A case? Does the case have a lock on it? Well, can I see? Oh, yes, it does.
For the
May I
sake
see
of
your
the
case?
story, yeah.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He takes your box, or your case, which conveniently does have a lock on it, we'll say, for the sake of the story, and then puts one of his keys into it. And Caleb, with your passive perception, you can tell that this guy's got hundreds of keys on him. Like, each key ring probably has about 20 keys on it, at least. And he's at least got a dozen key rings on him. He puts the key into the lock, twists. You hear a clear... Tries to open it, it doesn't open. Huh. Twists it again, you hear another... Opens it, looks inside. Well... What did you have? This is not a question for me, it's a continuation of yours. What was inside this case before?
Paper.
It's just paper. Closes it, pulls his key out, gives you back your box. It worked, but it didn't lead to anywhere else.
Very interesting.
Schnoz,
All right, you'll go.
do you look inside your box when you look in there?
Sure. Yes.
So what exactly was inside? Just paper? Empty paper?
So I'm guessing the duplicates that I made are also in there.
Yeah, it would be. That would make sense.
So probably also the original is in there as well.
First glance, it's a different material of paper.
Oh no, did I lose our map?
The map would be too big to fit inside like a box like this. You would have to have it like rolled up and put somewhere else safely.
Oh, I guess in my mind the case was like a tube.
Oh, a tube. Okay. Okay. When you look inside, you no longer have a map of Balashtar. What you have instead is a map of Andrea.
Oh. Interesting. Both the duplicate and the original?
Yeah, they both have changed.
Interesting. Kiefer.
Yes?
So I had some maps in here, of the local area. They've been changed to some place called Andrea. I believe that's a continent to the south.
Yes, far to the south of Iridai.
Would you mind turning your key in the lock another time or two?
Oh, well, all right. Yes. He puts it back in and twists. You hear the click, and he twists again, and you hear the click. He opens it up. Oh, it looks like Iridai. I think that worked again. You said it changed? To Andrea.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me.
So wait, is it a map of all of Iridai?
No, you've got a map of Balashtar again.
Oh,
so it's back to the same. Back to the same.
Perfect.
It's reversed.
Oh.
No.
Well, that is very interesting. So it changed the location on the maps and then changed it back.
That's a fun key. Thank you, Teffy, for the prompt for that. I suppose I should start trying that more often now, too. He puts it back on one of the key rings. So, yeah, that's new.
Heffy is going to clap her hands and kind of rub them together in glee as she stretches out her fingers and starts just furiously scribbling in one of her many notebooks.
My turn for a question. Where did you get that book?
Which book?
The one I'm writing in. Yeah.
Oh, heck, what was the name of that place? Good God. Okay, let's see. I got it in a bookshop that I worked in quite a while back. Hang on. Where was this piece of crap person? Okay. I got it at a bookstore I worked in Lillianville. It's just an empty little notebook. Well, it was an empty little notebook.
It's a good design. Aramathos doesn't have good book supplies right now. Most everything's getting destroyed. Very disappointing.
Do you want a notebook? I've got a spare.
Not particularly, thank you, though. It's a kind thought of yours. But I could get one at any point, and I don't want to rob you of the pleasure of having a good notebook on you. You keep yours.
All right, well, thank you.
I think... Yes, I do have a key on me that will take me anywhere I want. You said Lillianville? Oh, where is that?
Lillianville is... I can't remember.
It's in Balashtar.
Okay.
Northern
really?
Seeping Peaks. Yep.
Oh, yes, it's next to the Guildhome place. It's
Yeah.
in Balashtar. It's kind of in the northern parts of the country. It's quite a nice mountainous yet also rivery area. It's quite nice actually, except for what's her face, Tina. But she's just gonna start grumbling about Tina now.
That's good. Oh, not Tina. I mean, it's sad to meet people who are discomforting. You are all very comforting, though.
Well, thank you. So, was that your question, or did you have another one?
That was my question.
Innocuous enough.
I
All right.
don't have any particular need to understand or know particulars. It's more curiosities now.
Okay. Teffy's going to look around the group, asking if anyone else has any other questions. If not, she will continue.
I do have a follow-up question to one that I had earlier. Well, I'm not sure how your keys work, or if you're able to decide where you're going. But it would be very helpful to us if you were able to take us all through a door and go to Wilcom, where we are headed now.
Wilcom. I'm unfamiliar with the location.
Does that hinder your process with the keys?
No. Just a statement. I'm unfamiliar with the location. There's a chance
it's a
that
small town up the coast.
Oh. Up the coast. Would that be on your map?
Well, yes, actually.
Oh, very good.
Pulls it out. So we're around about here.
Okay.
At the bottom of the mountains, and Wilcom is right over here, right off the coast.
I'm going to give everyone a sight of this. Counting the stream. Doop-a-doop-a-boop. Oh, goodness. Oh, double goodness. What's going on here? Ah! Ha! 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 Eventually I'll grab the right one. No, just... Which one is it?
Just me.
It's just you, yeah. But it won't grab you. I don't want to go down scroll, I want to be going up.
Oh no, wrong hand. Over here, this way.
There we go, I got it. I got it. Nice.
Nice.
So when he points down, he says here for the location of where they're at. And where they want to go is all the way over here. My. That's quite a journey. I understand why you have so many supplies now.
Well, then after that, we're going up to Wild, which I believe is on the map still.
Yes, that's even farther. And you can count this as my question if you'd like, but where are you from?
That has many answers.
Well,
For
then
myself,
let's count it as the question then.
I am from and have lived most of my life in the states of Aptula, just outside the main city, which is called Styrith. Stitrith?
Stitrith, yeah.
Stitrith. But the guild that we are a part of, the Three Watchers, is in Peleus here on the map.
Oh. Far from home.
Yes. I was sent by the elders of the clans as a messenger of peace. Try to spread peace amongst the nations.
Wow. And the rest of you?
I'm from Quadropolis.
I'm familiar with that place.
Oh,
I know it.
really?
Many, many years ago. It's still going,
I don't
huh?
know. Yeah, it's going really well.
That's good. They do good homage. They've always done good homage to the deities of Nathriel. Do they still? Oh, that's the second question. Ignore that. I'll ask it for another question later.
All right. I don't know where the rest of this lot is from, though.
Routine Senate.
And that is?
To the south of here. Southwest.
And to the map, that is desert location. Wow. Very different climate.
Very.
And those two? Zara? Big Tin?
I'm from the Trillic Union.
Trillic Union. And that is?
It is,
Here, I'll move you over to the
I have a
Iridai
visual
world map.
I have a visual with the...
Northwest from where you're at now.
Oh, Zara, I didn't realize you were from the Trillic Union.
Yes.
Oh, that is fun. We could have crossed paths before the war then.
Probably. It was...
For the war.
Taxed, right?
Yes. Yeah, taxed.
Yeah.
Taxed.
Yeah, it was
not
taxed.
taxed. Not taxed. No. You are...
I'm on the north side of the lake.
You are on the southern side of the lake, right at the border. Not taxed, it's Nira.
Nira.
Nira on the southern banks of Fishcolor Lake. Should be inside your character doc.
It's in my brief. It's just I didn't put it in my notes on the character sheet. Yeah. I put like everything, but it looked like I was like, I don't have where she's from. Why don't I have that here?
Oh no. Nira.
But
and Big Tin.
I was found in the Trillic Union.
Found in. It's almost like myself. I am found here. I would not be able to tell you my origins. Just that I know I belong. Here. I believe it is your turn. I've heard from Zara, Taffy, and Schnozboop. Do Caleb and Big Tin have a question for me?
No, not really. I've already asked all of my questions.
Big Tin?
What is the last digit of pi?
There is no last digit of pi. It goes on for eternity. Unless you get your calculations wrong, in which case it's 4. Roughly about 60% of the time. Yes. I'll go with 4. I had a question, but I've forgotten. This war you talk about, the Nork, how did it happen?
Well, as far as I am aware, the work just appeared in the mountains between what is now the states of Atula and the Trillic Union. And yes, has been fighting both since that point.
Interesting. Nork were forced underground a long time ago. Very long time ago. Act of balance. For their good. It's for survival, but now they surface. Perhaps that's why I'm here now. Purpose is still yet to be known. Well.
If I may, I have a question about that.
Let's hope I have an answer.
A couple of times now you've alluded to the key's taken you to a place with a purpose, taken you to a place that you seem to think you need to be. Can I just ask you to expand a bit on that? What do you mean by why you need to be here because of the war?
Unfortunately, crossing of the fingers didn't work for that one. I've only just arrived, so I sadly don't have an answer for that particularly. But on occasions I end up in places to either end things or start things. Or just to observe.
How do you know what your purpose is? Oh, she's going to smack her hand over her mouth and hold that for next turn.
That is a second question. It's more that I travel. I end up in place to place. And I have to find out why I'm there. I've just gotten here, so I don't know why I'm here. Have you encountered other people who can't explain what they're doing here?
No.
Yes and no, in that people don't really have a higher purpose for being places most of the time. Usually it's just, I'm off to the shops to get a baguette.
Well, if you do find someone, I suppose I would ask you to let me know, but there's no real way for you to. Suppose my first course of action would always be to look for my brothers and sisters. I don't know where they are. And they appear in places. Those that are left, of course. Anyway.
How many of you are there?
Oh my. There are many of us. Although I suppose that's according to definition of what many is. Those that are left, I know there are 2.
Not very many.
Not anymore.
Is that 2 counting you, or 2 other than you?
Other than me.
So 3 of you total.
Yes. They end up in place to place. They very well could be in a completely different continent, but it feels like they would be here. You wouldn't happen to encountered a Nork before, would you?
No.
No. Oh. It's disappointing.
Would Teffy have in her travels?
Teffy went to great lengths to avoid them.
Oh. Makes sense.
I suppose that's where I should be going then, is north. See how that goes.
Did you want to try assisting us in that manner that I requested, or would that be a intrusion of some kind on your abilities and time?
I wouldn't mind, but unfortunately I only have a door that would fit myself and Teffy, Caleb, Zara, Schnozboot. I don't have one that would fit Big Tin or Phyllis, your mare, or your cart.
Well, I believe there is a rest stop coming up, according to the map anyways. Perhaps they have a barn door.
A barn door would be big enough. I suppose I could help you there.
Oh.
Ease your journey a bit.
That would be wonderful if that was possible.
I wouldn't mind, having just arrived myself.
Oh. Well, very good. Well, I admit, I been tuckered from the day's travel. Is that food prepared?
Yes, it's nearly ready. Never mind, it's ready.
Perfection. My belly is ready whenever it is.
Do you have bowls?
I assume we do.
Yeah. Takes out a big scoop. It's a stew of some kind that he's prepared for you. And he hands it off to you.
Nice. We'll try
Take
that
your
up.
first bite.
Ration stew.
It's much like him, bland. There's no personality or super flavor to it. It is very simple.
I'm gonna eat it all anyways.
Yeah, it's not gross, not good. I mean, it is that middle road. He Takes a bite. I don't need to eat. Why am I doing this? Well, I don't think I sleep. I can make sure those gnolls don't come back. They may try, but they won't bother if I'm nearby.
Well, very good. Thanks so much, Kiefer. I appreciate that. Big Ten, would you like to keep Kiefer company in his looking out for the gnolls and other dangers?
Sure.
Very good.
Fascinating design.
I'm gonna grab some food, eat off by myself, so I can pull that mask up over my nose and eat.
This
and
is
then
the way.
Going to sleep.
Going to sleep.
Heading off to sleep, Zora, Teffy.
Well, I don't got anything to spice it up, so snarf it down, I guess.
Schnarf it down.
Heavy
Yeah.
will also eat it and will also try to ask more questions, if that is allowable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So, can you control where the doors open up to? Or is it just kind of a crapshoot every time?
I can control to a degree. I know there are some keys that lead to places where I know, but the one I use the most takes me places I don't. And that's part of my path. It's enjoyable.
Are the
Mystery.
keys acquired by just picking up any old key and then once it's in your hands, it opens a door to a faraway place? Or is it a magical key in its own right, irregardless of the wielder? And I know that irregardless isn't a word.
Yeah. Irregardless is not a word. It's just regardless. Otherwise, you're doing a double negative. And anyway, most keys I make. There is one of these, though, that I picked up. That I simply just found. I think it's this one. It leads to a fun place.
From his role, Snosboop will sleepily say, "Oh, what kind of fun?"
Very hot. A lot of chaos. And the people there don't mind me, though.
Doesn't sound fun. It's not.
So, do your siblings also travel with keys?
No. I'm the only one with keys.
Has anyone other than you ever tried to use the keys?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I think it has to be my hand that turns it. Unless I want it to work for someone else, in which case I can, I suppose.
Teffy's going to keep scribbling in her notebook, as off-camera, Tangerine is also scribbling in her note. And she's going to say, "All right, well, it's been a long day. Since you'll be coming with us to the next rest stop, I reckon we've got another couple of days with you, yeah?"
Oh, at least one more.
All right, well, I'm gonna hit the sack, as it were, and we can continue this lovely conversation in the morning if you're amenable.
Why would you hit the sack?
It's a turn of phrase.
Turn of phrase. Right. Okay.
It just means I'm going to go to bed now.
Oh. Why wouldn't you say I'm just gonna go to bed now?
Because it's a bit more fun.
More fun. Oh. I leave that to one of my brothers.
Okay, Tuffy's gonna finger guns and kind of like log roll into the area where she had set her belongings, and she's gonna like throw a blanket over herself and just pass out.
Passed out. Kiefer just sits there next to Big Tin silently. Probably for the whole night, just watching, looking around, occasionally mumbling to himself in a language that Big Tin, you wouldn't even understand.
Figures.
It registers in a way, and then you get this whole reading of unable to translate, unable to read, unable to understand, all this confusion popping into your programming.
I will ask him. What language is that?
I've forgotten. I just know I speak it.
Teach me?
I can try.
Guess what we're doing for the night. But at a machine learning pace.
He starts saying singular words and then mentioning what it means. And it is a slow pace. You'll get menial amounts of it. Like, this is something that you would have to go word by word with. Mm-hmm. But the night is very quiet. And you get the sense that whoever this being is, his presence is warding many things off. Like, you get the sense that the gnolls, they do come back, but then they run away again. And they don't bother your encampment for the entire night.
Yes.
Morning time comes by.
Oh.
Oh.
You ready to have some fun?
Sure.
Bond.
Oh. There is a
connection.
A moment. Yeah, a moment where you switch to try to bond to this being, and it bounces. It bounces in a way that, like, if you were looking, it would be equivalency the blue screen of death, like just a error, and nothing happens. But you see a slight little, huh? What did you just try to do?
I bond with those who I protect, and tonight we're standing guard, so I bonded, or tried to.
Oh. Well. The thought is appreciated, but I don't need protection. Thank
Very
you,
well.
though. I've encountered several beings like you before.
They are called steel predators.
Oh no,
I have been told.
Not talking about steel predators.
Oh?
I'm talking about sentient constructions.
Oh.
They're not common. They rise up from time to time and then collapse. Like most things do. You're different.
Makes sense. Oh.
You're in the shape of a cat. The others are humanoid. Makes you special. You serve to protect?
That is why I was made. That is what feels right.
It feels right. Even for me. I serve to protect.
Nice. I think you've been doing it longer than I have.
Maybe. One does lose track after a time.
I can still count mine in days.
I
Where am I at now? 16?
I can not count mine. The night goes uneventfully. Morning comes by. You'll wake up. At some point during the night, Kiefer stands up and lights the fire again and starts cooking some breakfast for everyone. To the point where everyone wakes up and there's a nice meal for Kiefer, for all of you.
Oh, Kiefer, thanks so much.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Caleb's just gonna start getting everything ready.
If you'd like to join us in the cart, Kiefer, you're more than welcome. So we go to the rest stop.
Oh, yes. That does sound favorable to walking. He will hop up next to you in the front seat.
Off we go. Let's go, Phyllis.
You trudge along for the day. Going about. Nothing else really happens other than the little minor clinky-clanky of the keys on Kiefer as the cart rickets back and forth every now and then. And he just bland, normal, non-emotional face the entire way. And unless you have anything for any points or like any RP you want to get into, you will arrive.
Well, after a while, his Snozwoof is not the best of morning people. Once his brain gets to functioning a little bit, after a couple hours of travel, he'll say to Kiefer, Kiefer, you seem a very atypical being. Have you ever had a... I'm not sure what someone like you would call them. I once had a wife named Jorena. Did you ever have such an individual?
A wife? You mean like a partner?
I would call them a spouse, what have you, yes.
Someone to journey through your life with you.
In a very specific way, yes.
Oh. Yes. I believe so. At one point.
Are you able to tell me about them at all?
They were special. They were unique. Always brought cheer and joy to everything around. I wouldn't call them a spouse, more like a life partner. Someone who would always be with you to help keep that balance of life. We were not married in a sense, just companions. But it
Did they
seems
have a name?
appropriate. Sunshine.
It's interesting you could remember their name and not your own.
It is, isn't it? Peculiar, actually.
Do you remember what happened? Where they went?
They died. Well, in a sense, they did. Their mortal body was destroyed.
My Gerena went to a similar manner. Her mortal body was also destroyed. Wrecked by a genetic disease.
That is unfortunate.
It is. It is. I would like to have hers with me still, but I still take delight in the time that I had.
And that is the joy of this place. There is no true passing. As long as you remember who they are, they still live. Your Joanna is inside your heart. She is still alive with you. She may not be physically present, but she will always be there. Much like my sunshine will always be with me. At least I hope.
Yes. Hope another thing that I hope to keep inside me. Hope, specifically, that is. Hope for a better future than this present. For me and for those I come in contact with.
A better future is always temporary. A worse one follows after. Much is the cycle of life, though. And much is the cycle of Nathriel. Your Joanna. Did she go in a good way? Or a bad way?
Well, if by bad you mean painful, then yes, it was a bad way.
Much like my sunshine. Did you have to remove her?
What do you mean?
And her mortal body or physical sense?
No, the disease did that. Would it? I'm not sure how these genetic cloud thingies work, so I'm not sure if it'd been fast or slow.
It would have been pretty slow. The one that got yours is pretty slow.
No, it was a slow descent into pain and loss. But I was with her the whole time, and I was able to say goodbye.
That's good, at least.
Yes.
It's
But enough
important.
of sadness, perhaps. Do you know any songs?
I do not sing.
Well, that doesn't mean you don't know a song.
That's true. It is not my place to sing, though, or to know songs. That was my sister's place. Love. She knew the songs.
I would like to meet her someday.
She is gone as well.
Oh.
Do not be sad. She's gone for good reason.
Oh.
Much like sunshine.
Well, would you like to hear a song? Perhaps I can sing a song in honor of sunshine.
If there's anyone to do it.
Perhaps the earlier days, yes. Not for the latter days. The latter days sunshine broke what her namesake was for.
That is a shame.
It has been a while since I've heard a pleasant song, though. Please.
Oh, of course.
Here, I will take the reins for Phyllis.
Let's see here. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. I guess you say, what could make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, talking about my girl. And then he sings the entire song. So on.
Nice. The whole time, Kiefer just sits there, doesn't smile, doesn't make any facial expression, but his head does move back and forth, occasionally. To your song. Thank you, that was nearly as good as love.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. I do hope you enjoyed. Caleb, did you enjoy it?
Hold on while my voice switches over.
Like what?
The song.
Were you playing a song?
I was singing a song mostly, but I was playing a little bit along. I can sing it again for you if you'd like.
Sure.
And he turns and he just starts reading what he was reading again.
Snozboop gives Kiefer a wink and says, "One moment." He turns around, goes back into the back of the cart, sits right next to Caleb, and sings the whole song again. What do you think, Caleb? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. Great song.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Anyway.
Go back up to the front.
Reading again. That's too funny.
Snozboop doesn't have anything else particularly to say.
Unless anyone else has anything else.
We're gonna find that barn door.
The
We're doing that
journey.
tomorrow.
Teffy has something.
Taffy, yeah.
So suffice it to say that this little caravan of us is going quite slowly because it's one horse carrying not only a caravan but also several people behind her.
Yeah.
Okay, so Teffy's gonna walk alongside the caravan, walk next to the front part of it, because Baby likes to have her feet on the ground.
Makes sense.
And she's going to, during a break in this conversation, perhaps after the lovely little serenade,
It's a beautiful
there's
song.
like a lull, and then she's going to hop in with why don't you tell us a bit about your two siblings who are alive still? What's their names? What do they do?
Oh. Yes. Well, I know what I called them. I'm not sure what others call them. We go by different names where we're at. At least, I think. One of them is always upset. Yeah, it's his nature, though. He's an angry person. Always angry.
Is he an elf?
No.
That's an
No.
angry elf.
Oh, thank you for that reference. Oh. There we go. He, we call him Wrath. And there's always trouble that follows him. His form and shape is kind of like an inferno. Just constantly going. I don't know if he's still alive, though. Well, in your sense of alive. And the other one, I call him Pestilence. He is a living disease. You touch him and things badly go very badly. They're not people for the presence, though. I've always known them to try to hide. Don't stay in the open. Nothing good comes from them being in the open. They're problematic. Trouble follows them everywhere they go. Much like myself, unfortunately. Everywhere I go, trouble follows.
Trouble how, Kiefer?
Well, Aramathus wasn't at war until I arrived. At least, not from my knowledge. I opened a door and things happened. Much is my life, though. I remember a time where I opened a door in a place called Quaila and things happened in the place Andrea. Things happen. It's just the way of life.
I've got many questions about this, but mainly how can you be sure that that's somehow following you? And not just purely a coincidence?
I don't know. It just feels like the right thing to say. I'm sorry if that doesn't make any sense.
Well, they do
It
say
doesn't-
with great power comes great consequence.
It doesn't make much sense to me, but mine is not the place to judge. I'm just trying to get more information about you.
Oh. I would say like I'm an open book, but I'm still not entirely even sure who I am. Or if anything I've even told you is correct.
Well, that's mighty unhelpful.
I know, isn't it? I know my answers feel right. But I can't tell you if they are. Mr. Keys. That's what they call me. They call me Mr. Keys.
Hmm. Would you like us to call you Mr. Keys?
It doesn't matter what you call me. Kiefer is a proper name. Mr. Keys
Yes.
feels more like
A title.
a title, yes.
Yes, Kiefer will stick with then.
Kiefer Sutherland. Southland. I think I just named an actor. I did.
Mm-hmm.
One in the Quaylen regions. Not very good. Kiefer Sutherland's actually very good. I enjoy Kiefer Sutherland. This... He takes a key off one of his key rings. Looks around at the entire group. Looks at you, Zora. You should have this.
What? For what?
I don't know. It just feels right.
Should I use it sometime?
At some point, maybe. That is
All right.
entirely up to you. It
We'll
just...
add strange key to our inventory.
Yes. I've never used that key before. But I think if you use it, it'll take you to me. It feels right.
All right. Well, I accept your gift, if you want to call it that.
Gift. No. Not a gift. I think... Do you believe in moments that are supposed to be? Moments
Like
that come
fate?
across you. I don't like the word fate. Fate
What would you
is
call it?
decided.
Like opportunity?
Yes. Opportunity. That feels right.
So you're providing me an opportunity?
An opportunity for something. I'm not sure what it is for, but... For
Hopefully it's something good.
Oh,
Teffy sticks up her hand.
nothing that follows me is good. So we can hope.
Well,
Teffy.
be careful.
So, just to get a bit of clarification, I've got a question again. Just thought it would be polite. Tangerine actually raised her hand before realizing that, wait, you guys can't see me.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, we can.
So, some of the other keys, like the one that takes you to a new place every time, that one is clearly not one use only. I just want to get some clarification on this. Your keys will remain valid until you, like, expire them, so it's not going to vanish if we use it one time. Magic can be a bit funny.
I believe you to be correct. But
All right,
I also
very cool.
don't believe this to be magic.
She's just going to kind of level him with a look and say, Kiefer, it's a key that opens a door to a place that's not the place on the other side of the door. What do you call it if not magic?
Truth.
She's going to keep writing in her notebook.
Magic requires effort. An expenditure of energy. What I do doesn't require energy. It just requires an act, which you could say takes energy, but if I were to cast a spell on you, per se, I would be using more energy than it takes to put a key in a lock and turn it. What I give you is a truth, not magic.
Very interesting. Thank you.
If you find my brothers, I'm sure they can answer more accurately. If you find my sisters and my other brothers, run. I don't know why, but run.
Even if we encounter love.
Love does not mean good. Sometimes love is bad. Sometimes it destroys you from the inside.
Right, but she's the one that I hadn't heard you say anything bad about. You just said she was a really good musician.
She is. And she's a wonderful person to have around, as long as you're comfortable with her influence.
So, any of your siblings that we meet, we can greet Wrath and Pestilence, but not any of the others?
Those are the two that I know are still good.
Interesting, thank you.
I don't know why the rest are not. But I know they're not. Oh, look, a city. In front of you all, there is a small town. Now, Snorsboop and Teffy, the two of you would be vaguely familiar with this town. 3 Seasons Stop. As you came by and through it during your way from the state of Optula to Pallius. Inside the city, there's a brick wall. I say brick. It's a stone wall around the outside of it. At one point of it, there's this large, tall tower that kind of bows out towards the top to be more of a dome shape with entrances in places, and you can see branches and twigs coming out in locations. It looks like a giant nesting location. For Zora, who's actually seen similar locations like this, you know this is an aerial port for a military port of some kind, of people who ride beasts who are of the air. For Schnorsboop and Teffy, you know it's definitely that, as the 3 Seasons Stop is more of a military base than anything else. It has its civilian locations and its caravan stops, a large stable for caravans to station up their stuff while they rest for the night, but mostly it is a military encampment, an academy, for people to be trained in either aerial combat, ground combat, mounted stuff. The majority of the people you will meet in here are part of the military. The gate is open, there's no one else around it, but there are soldiers stationed around each side. And as you roll up to it, they don't stop you. There's no real need to. And you enter into a bustling town that has many people walking around the streets. People who are mostly dressed in military uniforms. There are occasionally civilians, but the inside of this, it looks to be a place that used to be a rest stop, but has recently been built upon to have more buildings and walls around it. The civilians here are definitely in the low percentile. There are not very many civilians, but there's a lot of military folk. A lot of people in uniforms. In the center of the town is the inn, the Three Seasons Inn. The location of this building that was first built in this spot for the rest stop, much like Mountains Peak Rest Stop. Single building, built for caravans to stop at, but has recently been built and expanded upon. There are several other little buildings all around as you're going through the roads to get to the barn location so that you might try out this key idea. There's a general store, smithy.
Reactions to me.
To you,
In a
several
military
people stopping.
base.
Yeah, several people stopping and looking with confusion. But there aren't any visceral reactions of people stopping your caravan and asking, why do you have a steel predator? One thing about the military of the Balashtar, they might react in a confused nature to a steel predator walking with civilians, but they're more familiar with it, in the sense that steel predators do exist in the military. They're just not commonly used, and they're definitely not commonly seen about. At some point, you will see someone run off. To what end, you're not sure. But no one actually stops you. They do all stop and stare for a while.
Okay.
Just give a little, this is not the predator you're looking for.
Good luck.
Trudging along and continuing, you get to a point where there is a group of military people. One of them looks to be much higher rank than the rest. He's got this maple leaf on his collar. Her collar. Getting that wrong. My 10 pages of freaking notes here on NPCs. Where did I put you all? Oh, come on, where are you? There's a Trillic. Oh, here we go. Here you are. This being is a green dragonborn, standing roughly at this 6'3" in height. Fairly built, a couple of guards around. They don't have their rifles stationed around their shoulder like the rest of the people that you've been coming across. Instead, the two guards on either side have their rifles in hand. And she stands in a formal, at attention, stance until you come up and holds up her hand and calls out, "Stop there for a moment if you don't mind."
Why, I don't mind whatsoever. My name is Snozboop of Clan McSnoogan.
Clan McSnoogan, Snozboop. I am Major Firian Gavart, commander of the academy here. Firian Gavart. Here, I'll type it into chat for you. There you are.
Oh, very good, very good.
Responsible for the safekeeping and peace of Three Seasons Stop. To that end, I must inquire. You have an active steel predator behind you, just to make sure that you're not hunting anyone here. If you are, I would like to know who they are.
Of course, of course. We come from Peleus, the Three Watchers Guild. Big Tin is a party member. He speaks for himself. He is not on specific assignment, as far as I'm aware. Big Tin, do you have anything to say to the Major?
I am a guild member.
Guild? Three Seasons. You... That is a very peculiar thing to have a steel predator that is a guild member. And one that talks nonetheless. Interesting.
Been talking since the day I was born.
It's true.
Who would like to give me a persuasion check?
Ooh, me.
Okay, cool. You're doing it at advantage.
Go for it.
Ooh.
Can't I do it?
That's a natty 20 on the ooh for a 29.
Ooh,
Nice.
The ooh dice coming in for the clutch.
Your persuasion is really high.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Bard.
Bard.
Bards usually focus on charisma. Makes sense. Well, all right. There are occasions where you see something new. I will wrap this up to seeing something new. And your purpose in Three Seasons Stop?
Well, we are on our way to Wilcom to assist, I believe the mayor. Yes, to assist the mayor there with a ghost issue.
So I've heard about the issue through the grapevine on occasion. A couple of guild groups have come by thinking about it, but they've never actually solved it. Oh. You are very welcome in the Three Seasons Stop, as long as you don't cause any issues and make sure that, well, I suppose if you act for yourself and speak for yourself, you behave. And don't hunt anyone down here.
Well, of course. I am a messenger of peace.
Messenger of peace in the flesh.
Do you know my good friend, Colonel Johnson? I
Colonel
traveled
Johnson?
with him this way. He is a good friend of me. We were very long-time traveling partners through this area.
He was by a few solos ago. Yes, I do know Colonel Johnson.
Is he a friend of yours as well?
Oh, friend, I wouldn't say friend, more of an acquaintance.
You should become friends with him, I assure you.
Next time he's around, I'll see about sitting down for a drink with him. Usually it's just reports, as he is below me in rank. Well, welcome to the Three Seasons Stop. If you are heading on to Wilcom, I suppose you are staying here for a night. There are supplies and offerings inside the Three Seasons General Store, and of course the inn is always open.
Do you know the best place? Is there a barn, perhaps?
A barn?
There are barns outside of town, yes, inside our farming areas. Why would you be looking
Could you
for a
point
barn?
me in that direction?
You're going to need to go outside from the gate that you came in and head north about a quarter mile. Farmer I almost said Wilcom as a name. Wilmip. Farmer Wilmip has a fairly sizable barn.
Yes.
Oh, man, thank you so much. We'll roll out that way. Thank you. We'll turn around, go out the gate.
She looks very confused as you do so. As you do, heading outside of the city, there is a... No, you didn't go to the inns. You wouldn't meet that guy. You head on out, end up at the barn location, and just closing up, seeing as it's coming to the end of the day, is this small dwarf. He looks built, but maybe a little shorter than what you're used to dwarves looking like. Grey in beard, he's still got some coloration to his hair, but most of it's gone grey at this point, signifying that he may be a bit of an older man. He turns around as your cart comes up and... Oh, it's not every day that I have visitors. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, hello. You must be Millip. Wait, Willip. Wilmip.
Wilmip. Yes, I'm Father Wilmip.
It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Snazboop McSnoogan. The Major said that you had a barn. Is that true?
I would say it's true, as I'm standing in front of it.
Oh, ideal.
Ideal.
If it wouldn't be too much trouble, might we perform a very small experiment using your barn door? I will say I am a member of the guild, the Three Watchers. And anything that is negative to your barn will be repaired post-haste, I assure you.
I'm going to need another persuasion check.
That's the natty 1 for a 10.
Maybe we'll toss a couple
failure.
gold pieces in there.
Okay. You know what? I'll allow it to the gold pieces. How much are you tossing in?
We'll toss in 2 gold pieces.
2 gold pieces? Okay.
How about 5?
5? Okay, with 5, I'll give you advantage, Snozboop.
Okay.
Oh boy. 13?
13? Okay. 13 is good enough. Natty 1 is, as we do, natty 1s are always failures. So 13, for something this simple, it's not that high of a DC. It's a lower one. 13, I would say, is the bare minimum of what you would need to convince this guy to give you that. And the 5 gold is definitely a good convincer because he's a farmer. He probably only ever really sees 32 gold in a year. So you've just given him a lot. And he takes something. Oh, for 5 gold, I'll let you. Sure, as long as I can watch.
Of course. Kiefer, what do you think? Want to give it a try?
I suppose, yes. This is a barn door and it's large enough. It should do it.
Oh, I want to see if this works.
Farmer or father. This guy is a priest. So you can call him father if you like, or you can call him farmer if you like. He hasn't given you his first name. Agricultural priest. Yeah.
Calling him farther?
Farther? It's Father Wilmip.
He steps aside, counts out the 5 gold pieces and just puts it in his pocket and starts watching curiously. And Kiefer gets off the cart, walks up, shuffles around his keys, pulls one, takes it off. It doesn't feel right to go with you. This will be goodbye for now.
Oh.
It has been a delight to be in your presence, Kiefer. I hope to see you again.
Yeah, it's been an honor to meet you, I guess. If you do find my brothers, please use that key and let me know. Or if you're in a sticky situation, I suppose you could use the key then too.
Hope it brings good fortune.
I just give him a head nod.
Many things bring good fortune. My family usually does not. He puts it in the crack between the two doors.
That's hard.
That's fine.
Yeah? You good, Tuffy?
Yeah, I was just going to give him like a solid handshake.
Oh, he'll handshake behind as he turns, and you hear this. Even though there's no lock to this, when he puts it in between the two doors and twists, there is a very sizable and loud. He pulls the key out, puts it back, and opens the door. On the other side
is a barn.
It is. It's a barn. But it's smaller than what this barn should be housing. It looks just big enough to fit your cart and your horse. It does appear like it's worked.
That is so much fun. Thank you. And with that, he's gonna do a little. Let's go, fellas.
Let's go, fellas.
Phyllis starts rolling, just walking casually into the barn. I'll close the door after so you can leave on your location, but it was a pleasure to meet you. Wilmip, who's standing there, looking quizzical, like, I just know the inside of my barn. What did you do to my barn? And when you enter in, Kiefer starts closing it. I do hope you find my brothers. Or at least I do. And then the doors shut. As you hear Wilmot saying, what did you do to my barn? And that's where we're going to finish for the night, with you all entering into this barn and the doors getting shut.
That.
Oh, goodness.
Interdimensional displacement is nothing that can't be fixed.
Nothing wrong with that at all, right? Well, congratulations, you've got Mr. Keys. There was a 1% chance in one region you could meet him.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Huzzah.
Yeah.
Huzzah. Indeed. Session 6 too, much earlier than I thought, but hey, that happened.
Maybe we could call ourselves the Improbables.
The Improbables. And you are indeed in Wilcom, so that's a lot of travel to saved up on. Yeah.
Did we ruin any important story that was going to happen along the way?
Nah. A few people you could have met, but nothing super important.
They're no longer important.
Just random chances to unlock random little pieces of lore and behind everyone's characters, but that's okay. Instead, you unlocked something else. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Friendship
and oh, there's a can falling out of my hands. And something for the main plot line. Anyway, we will not be seeing you all next Sunday. We will be seeing you 2 Sundays from now. Because it's 2nd of July. 2nd of July is when we will be back. We will not be here next Sunday because I will be on holiday. I will be relaxing again. That's right. My holiday season is split up into 2 weeks. You are still on 442-566. It's the nighttime of 442-566.
We're on
No, wait, no, it's
4-4?
4-5. You're right, it's 4-5 because it is the
Okay.
next day from the day you met Mr.
Yeah.
Keys or Kiefer.
He made us breakfast.
Yep, he made
Cool.
you breakfast. You're right. We are ending on 45266. So the fourth line and fifth solar and second lunar of the cycle 566. Yay. Don't forget, everyone, you can buy t-shirts with everyone on it. This one's got, what's his facey, Big Tin on it. There are shirts with other people. They are so comfortable. So go to our store and get those wonderful things. There is a Discord you can join in to have some fun. We share a lot of memes there and have a hoot with each other, as well as a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook that you can follow up. There's also Twitter, but Twitter is primarily used on what's going on today and when we go live, all that beautifulness. Don't forget to also like, follow, subscribe. Hey VOD Squad, how you doing? Enjoy that YouTube exclusive content that we've got coming out now. That doesn't show up on Twitch. Delight, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, thank you all very much for being here. We love you very much. We won't see you next Tuesday, but we'll see you on some Tuesday. Bye for now.
Later.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
May have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. Peace follow you out. May you return for more giggles and shouts.